Welcome, everybody, to the Renegade Pop Culture Podcast Network, where we like to go full Yentl, just like Cable and Deadpool did in Deadpool 2. This is Keona, your host, and we have Brock.
Captain Brock? No, just Brock. Okay, that's fine.
I was going to do the whole Paul Heyman intro for you, but we'll save that for the wrestling podcast.
Oh, yes.
All right, and Josh?
Hey, what's up?
And we have Jacob.
What is up, everybody?
All right, guys. So before we get started, I just wanted to say we're going to dedicate this episode and our work over the next few weeks to the memory of Norm Spencer, prolific voice actor who passed away earlier this week on the 31st of August. He was the voice of Cyclops on the X-Men animated show in the 90s. A lot of us grew up with him as the voice of Cyclops. That's who we hear whenever we read the comics and stuff. Also, he voiced the character in a lot of video games like the X-Men Children of the Atom fighting game, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom 1 and 2. The guy was a prolific voice actor. He did a lot of other work as well. He was 62 years old, and just another tragic loss for our community, for the people that love X-Men. And of course, we also dedicate this to the memory of Chadwick Boseman, our king forever, man. That guy, what an actor, what a presence, what a man who just exuded grace and poise and power. So rest in peace, love and power, Chadwick Boseman. We miss you. Wakanda forever and Boseman forever. That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
Guys, anything to add to that?
Chadwick taught me one thing through all this. It don't matter. Stuff's going bad. You just try and live your best life with whatever you got, because that dude did more than I ever could, and he had colon cancer for 4 years.
Yeah.
Stuff gets bad, but you got to keep trucking. And I've never been taught that more than that. Hit me like a sack of bricks. I could not believe that.
Sure
I
did.
just could not believe that. He had that before he started Black Panther.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
If I could just add, I went to bed as right before the news broke. So the next day when I went to work, I was looking at my phone, like the messages, and they just kept popping up like, oh my God, worst year ever. And just like, I had no idea, okay, what's going on? And then during the break, when I took my first break, I saw that Chadwick Boseman died, and I just froze. I was just shot in the guts. It was just, what the hell? It was like such a massive hole that was he leaves behind a large hole in the hearts of many Marvel fans and just people in general. He was a terrific actor. He was an amazing, just a man who loved life. He was his work and his passion. Like, he would not want to be remembered as a victim. All right. And we should never remember him as such.
No.
We should remember as the man who broke a glass ceiling that had existed for people like him for decades. That's what he wanted. And, that's how we should remember. And I hope the many people, especially kids, who took inspiration from him and his performance could also take inspiration from that. So at least we can't say that he died in vain.
No.
Yeah, and I tell you, for me, that the day that Chadwick Boseman passed away was already a really rough day on my end over here. Crystal isn't with me on this episode. A, she's not familiar enough with the X-Men, and B, this felt like something she wanted me to come on here just to, relax, clear my head, get away from everything. And I tell you, with the stuff that's going on over here, compounded with ending out the day with hearing about that, was just absolutely soul crushing. It was, and I hear a lot of people saying, well, Chadwick Boseman's death doesn't undercut the quality and in his movies. They mean that both positively and negatively. Like, you shouldn't grade his movies differently on a curve because of everything. And B, also, they're saying, no, you shouldn't grade his movies on a curve because they still sucked, which, okay, screw you. but
Yeah.
Nope.
you can't say that Chadwick Boseman never gave his all with everything. I've only seen a few of his movies, most of them being the Marvel movies, but I tell you, he had this charisma, this screen
Class.
presence that just made him one of the all-time greats. He would have been up there with Brad Pitt and Denzel Washington, just in terms of his effortless coolness with everything. And
he had a real dignity he brought to his. You always took him seriously, no matter what he was in.
It makes The Five Bloods probably one of the best performances. He gave probably one of the best performances I'd ever seen from him in Spike Lee's The Five Bloods. And the important thing to note, that's not his last movie that he's ever made, because sometime soon he's got Ma Rainey's Black Bottom being released by Netflix, I think, which is based on an August Wilson play where he plays a guy called Levy. And if you guys really want to do something for him, please check that out when it ever releases. That will be his last performance. And
I still got to see The Five Bloods, by the way. I still need to see that.
Oh, watch it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you're gonna. There are points watching it you will probably cry.
Yeah.
Boseman was one of the people that, like, I understand a lot of people escape into roles and stuff like that. I never in the slightest saw Chadwick Boseman when I watched a movie of his. I saw the person he was playing. He was not there whatsoever. It just, the dedication levels is off the charts.
Yeah.
And just the fact that he devoted so much of his time while he was alive to build up Black characters, Black people, and help out African-American children however he could, writing to them when they were in the hospital and all that, playing these roles from Jackie Robinson to Thurgood Marshall to King T'Challa. He had something to James Brown. He was basically, he transcended generations and he lived more lives than I think any of us could have. It just hit really hard.
I also want to point out, it was announced that Marvel wanted him to have a British voice when he was playing T'Challa, but he said that he went straight with, I forgot what African accent it was, but he went with that just because he wanted to bring some culture to his performance.
Oh, man. Yeah, it really, it hit home. It really did.
Rest in peace, Chadwick, and rest in peace.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
He had so much to freaking offer.
Yeah. All right. So, how do we continue on with that? Okay, guys. So now, let's go ahead and shift our focus a little bit here. And we will post links to cancer research as well in our in our show notes for this show. So, yeah, and of course we'll post a link to the articles memorializing Norm Spencer as well. All right, so let's shift our focus now, guys.
Alrighty.
And let's get to our main topics here, which is, of course, the X-Men film franchise, as well as hopefully a little bit on the comics as well, because I do want to dive into like the source material whenever we can. Let's talk about, we're going to go in chronological order of release. So
thank you for making that specific.
Of release. So not in canon, because the canon's kind of messy, as you would say, and as John Campia would say, continuity schmontinuity.
Yeah. You guys ever played Zelda? That's basically the canon timeline of X-Men. It gets confusing.
Zelda's had a lot of soft reboots too, so it's been in that situation as well.
They have splitists, linearists.
Well, Nintendo they put on an official timeline when Skyward Sword came out.
And that's still confusing.
Yeah.
Not really.
I don't know if Fox will ever put out a timeline for X-Men.
I don't think Fox ever had a
or
timeline.
Disney, let's say Disney. All right, so let's start with the first one. First of all, let's start with the major sort of directional or directing voice that they had on this movie. Let's talk a little bit about that, and let's just go ahead and address, of course, one Bryan Singer, who Yes, who has had many allegations brought against him.
Yeah.
What we're
It's
doing in this
pretty damning.
podcast, what we're doing in this podcast is we're looking at the movies as they are.
Yes.
So just remember, even he may be the person who was like closely associated with it, but many people worked on these films,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
the cast even confronted him at one point, according to reports, and like we also have Simon Kinberg, who was also a major voice on these projects. So we're taking the movies as they are, and just to address it though, the fact that boy oh boy, what a mess behind the scenes.
Yeah, for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go full on art for the artist here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even down to the writing, just even finding out that there were like multiple writers that weren't even credited. It's just like, man, this first movie just it feels like it shouldn't have even been as decent as it is.
Yeah. The fact that it didn't turn out to be a dumpster fire is quite.
And it didn't turn out to be fan-forstic with
yeah.
It wasn't too many cooks.
Yeah. So all that being said, let's talk about X-Men 1 and the introduction in 2000 to these characters on the cinematic level, and how that sort of possibly is one of the movies that brought about this golden age of comic book movies that we're in, or at least maybe we're in the silver age by now. I don't know, but with X-Men 1, they had to introduce a lot of characters and a lot of world building. And I remember they did like these specials on FX trying to get people like prepped for this movie. Like they were there's a lot of stuff to get through. There's a lot of continuity, and the X-Men have been around since 63. So, I mean, it's just since 1963. So it's just been, there was a lot to untangle. And what do you guys think of how they introduced it? Like with Magneto's introduction, him being a product of the Nazi prison camps.
That is one of, if not the best scene they've ever directed in an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a scene that hits hard, man. It really does.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due. Just, it's like, hey, we know this is a wacky superhero movie, but this ought to set the stage for who your villain is. And just the fact that this is your villain, and he's still, when you see this scene, you sympathize with him so deeply. It's like, okay, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it, but it's a critic that I am a fan of, and whoever's their name is, can't find. The best villain is a villain that honestly believes they're right.
Yeah.
And that's what Magneto is.
To an extent.
Yeah. Look at Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
He was Thanos before Thanos.
Yeah, pretty much. Just if I remember correctly, like in the comics, Keona, you're a resident expert. Wasn't it said that Xavier and Eric were modeled or inspired after Martin Luther King and Malcolm X?
Yes, in terms of their philosophical, their dueling philosophies, yes. So like Magneto,
I can see that.
Yeah. Charles Xavier was the more pacifist of the two, more willing to work with humanity if they gave him a chance.
Small tangent before I forget this, because it's funny in retrospect of like you showing the Fox specials to get people ready. I had the pleasure of meeting Stanley and Madison a few years before he died. I got to attend a panel of his that was very enlightening. He was talking about his time at Marvel and trying to get characters introduced. And one of them was the X-Men. And he talked about how he had to go to his writers and how it was, all right, Stan, this is not going to work. That's how every one of these started. And the X-Men was, he's like, I want to name them mutants. And then their very first issue was, no, Stan, that won't work. No one's going to understand what a mutant is. You have to name them something else. And then he came back a few days later and he's like, all right, how about we call them X-Men? and then this, and that, and the other thing. And then they said yes. And then Stan's like, I got 10 feet out of his office and I went, hold on. If they don't know what a mutant is, how are they going to know what an X-Men is?
What an X-Men is.
Right.
And it was his uncle who told him that.
Yeah. It's just
it was his uncle who said, "No, we're not gonna publish the mutants. We're gonna publish the X-Men."
And that's why true believers take this note from us: family sucks.
That was pretty good, man.
That was very good. That whole panel is on my Facebook if you guys want to look at it. It was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
It was a great time.
I wish I could have met Stan. I had the chance to, and I didn't take it. I don't know why. I think
the dude was 95 and he was as sharp as a tack.
Oh yeah,
it was awesome.
I
But
wish I
anyway,
had the chance.
Back to what we were saying. I didn't want to forget that. I wanted to mention it. Okay.
So Xavier being the more peaceful, like he was the more pacifist of the two, and he was the guy who was willing to work together for a better future and all that. Magneto was the guy who said, "We are the future, Charles, not them.
Yes.
They no longer matter."
That was really good.
So,
that intro like Congress scene, I was really surprised that I was watching it in a Marvel movie. I was just like, this is really heady. Are kids gonna get what's going on? But then I realized, well, all right, you threw Auschwitz at them in the first 2 minutes, so okay, anything's on the table now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I think that was like the real coming out for like maybe superhero movies, was that scene alone, like when they actually show the Holocaust, and it's like, oh shit, man, we're going serious with this now.
Yeah.
No bat nipples here.
No Batman and Robin here, man. No ice puns, unfortunately.
No.
Chill.
Your disposition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy.
The thing I find interesting looking back at these, starting from the very beginning, is just how very simple it all, like the story flows in general. Like even down to Magneto's motivations. If I remember correctly, it's been a week since I watched it, but wasn't Magneto's motivation like, okay, so this senator dude is like, okay, mutants are trash. Okay, we're going to outlaw them because they could be dangerous. And Magneto's like, all right, so you think I'm dangerous? Well, no, you. And he flashes him, and bam, he turns into a jellyfish. He's going to do that with everybody.
Well, the initial thought was they were really pushing hard for the Registration Act was what the main thing was.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then that's what that was. He's just like, you can't, I can't remember the exact line he says, but he's like, I'm one of you, you're one of us, brother. And then he walks away or something like that. But yeah, that was the whole gist. Yeah.
Yeah. He says something like, where would you go? Who would take you in now that you're one of us?
Yeah, there you go.
That, ooh.
And I love Bruce Davison's, who played Senator Kelly in that first movie and the second one as well. His delivery of that line in the helicopter when he's with Gyrick, who's supposed to be like his personal secretary, who is a major character in the X-Men comics, by the way. Gyrick.
Wow,
I did not know that.
Yeah, he is one of the guys behind the Sentinel Project. So he's a bad guy.
Nice.
Well, he was like one of the guys who facilitated it. He wasn't Trask.
Okay.
But he was like a guy who was working with Trask, like his government liaison. So so basically when Senator Kelly's in the helicopter with Gyrick, who is Mystique, as we all know, then he says that line where he's like, this situation with these mutants, people like this Jean Grey. I just love the way he says her name.
Yep.
The vitriol with which he says that name is just amazing to me.
That comic cheese, like it's in small doses, but man, does it have a taste.
And did you know that apparently, why am I blanking on her name? Rebecca Romaine. So when she kicks his glasses off, that's a real kick.
What?
Wow.
Because she was wearing contacts and she couldn't see out of the contacts, so she
I
literally
did hear
hit him,
about that.
and his glasses flew off. That was not a visual effect.
Oh, that's awesome.
She kicked him in the face.
That's awesome. That sucks
That's
for him,
cool.
but that's awesome.
Guy can take a kick.
It looked good.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
there you
remember
go.
her. I remember her having vision issues with those contacts, and especially
Yeah.
that paint job. She supposedly puked it up on Hugh Jackman.
Oh,
Aw.
They were
oh,
taking
man.
shots at the release party, and she
Poor-
puked up part of it on him.
Poor Rebecca Romaine. If anybody got shafted out of that series, it was her.
Yeah, she was so good too.
She was so good as Mystique. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed her as Mystique.
I really
I-
loved her as a kid.
I mean, hey,
I
who
I
wouldn't?
confessed my crush for Psylocke in X-Men 3. Yes, she is in there, folks. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Yeah, yeah. Sort of a faux lock, but that's okay.
Oh, man.
So anyway, yeah. I mean, like, you know, and of course, what a cast. I mean, like, to me, that's my X-Men cast. Like, that will always be my X-Men cast. All due respect to the younger actors who came after, but like, you know, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, James Marsden, Hugh Jackman, of course, who's like the connective, you know, he's the guy that connects all of it, basically,
Yeah.
except
Jason.
for Dark Phoenix. And
Yeah.
you know, I
Oh.
mean, like, and Famke Janssen and Halle Berry and Anna Paquin, I mean, like, and Sean Ashmore, you know, that cast.
Just-
I can't say
They just
it's
slept on
hard
the
for me-
screen.
It's hard for me to even put into words how much I love that cast so
Well,
much.
you talked about it taking it seriously, and then
Yeah.
you hear that Magneto and Charles Xavier are being played by Patrick Stewart and Ian freaking McKellen. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this movie's gonna mean something, and you better go watch it.
Who became
Yeah.
best friends in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Guys, I had to mention this before.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, we all know, is perfect, just ace for
Mhm.
Wolverine. There's no one else who could have better. He just defined the role, and he will continue to do so in 17 years.
Mhm.
Like, but actually, you know who was Bryan Singer's first choice to play Wolverine?
Was it Dougray Scott?
No,
Is it Tom Selleck?
Was it
No.
Keanu Reeves?
No.
Wasn't it Mel Gibson?
no.
Was it Mel
Russell
Gibson?
Crowe.
Who was
Oh.
it?
Russell
was it?
Crowe?
Yeah.
You know, okay, maybe not him back then because he still had that baby
Hmm.
face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know, him now, he slims down extremely. I could see it.
Not unhinged.
Yeah, not unhinged. Like, throw at him the Marvel workout.
If
Oh,
it's
okay,
not
other
bending, you're
actors-
just pretending.
Other actors they were considering for Wolverine were, I'm reading this from Wikipedia, are Keanu Reeves, Gary Sinise, Mel Gibson, Aaron Eckhart, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Viggo Mortensen, okay, Edward Norton, and Bob Hoskins.
Wait, so what about Dougray Scott? Because Dougray Scott was on the short list, if I remember correctly.
I'm reading this. He might have been. Actually, you know who really campaigned hard to play Xavier?
Wasn't it Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Wow.
He also campaigned hard to be Jar Jar Binks with no CGI. He wanted it all to be prosthetics.
Yeah.
That guy had some ideas.
I know
I'm above that
Magneto.
joke.
He would if Ian McKellen said no. I think Christopher Lee would make a great Magneto.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd have been up for that.
Mm-hmm.
We are the future, Charles, not them.
We are the future, Charles, not them. Jessica K. Brock, Jessica, though.
Outlancia.
Christopher Lee is my all-time favorite actor. That's why I'm
Nice.
so. I just wish he. I honestly kind of wish he got the role instead
Oh.
because I'm just that biased.
I would just love him to do, like, if he had gotten that role, could you imagine if he had done like an X-Men themed heavy metal album?
Yeah.
So sick.
He was one of the hardest individuals ever.
He's awesome.
I can never forget the time that when he was talking to Peter Jackson about being stabbed, and he told him,
Oh yeah.
and he told him to make a certain noise, and he's like, "No, Peter, that's not what it would sound like. You would make something else." And then Peter just looks at him. He's like, "What?"
Yeah, from his experience of fighting Nazis undercover.
It's just like, "Are you serious?"
Oh my god. That's
Okay,
amazing.
moving on, guys. Moving on.
Moving
Okay,
on.
I got a rant about Bryan Singer's direction in the X-Men films. Okay,
Go ahead.
this is gonna be one thing. Okay,
Comes a Josh
I
man,
think-
everybody.
possibly on a technical level, he's probably one of the top 3 directors that worked on the X-Men franchise. Top 5 if we're technically counting the Deadpool directors.
Which we are.
I was like, isn't there only 5? If we're
shit.
counting X-Men directors, you got Simon
Singer,
Kinberg,
Ratner, Kinberg,
Yeah, but does Kinberg really
Mangold.
count?
Vaughn,
Mangold.
Okay, so 5 or 6. I guess
Gavin
Kinberg technically
O'Connor. Yeah, and David Leitch.
David Leitch.
Oh yeah, because he did Deadpool too. That's
Okay,
right.
yeah,
Tim
there's more than
Miller.
5 directors. There's more than 5, thank God.
So he is in the top 5.
But yeah, he's in the top 5.
Kevin
But
Hood. Yeah.
that said, one thing I really hate with his X-Men movies is how he does profile shots. Okay, I swear to God, you know how Kenneth Branagh in Thor has nothing but Dutch angles that constantly make the camera feel like they're looking like this? And it's like, Kevin, just turn it this way. I apologize for all our listeners who aren't seeing the cameras, but I just tilted my webcam just to prove the point.
Yeah.
Well, Bryan Singer does his profile shots like this. Okay, I'm going to hold up my Daredevil book as an example. He does his profile shots like this, where the subject is on the far
It's on the far
edge.
side. Yeah.
It's on the far side, while everything else is in the background is in full view, and there more often than not isn't even anything interesting in the foreground, and it does not attract the eye at all. Nor do I think that it really adds to the mood, except for maybe 2 instances. One of which I believe is in this movie, where I think it was one of the scenes with Rogue. Like I think it was her either in the train or in the bedroom early on with Wolverine, and he accidentally stabs her. I was like, okay,
Oh yeah.
that's good. And the other instance is in X-Men Days of Future Past, when Charles Xavier is reading Logan's mind and he sees all the events of the past movies. And he says, I don't want your suffering. I don't want your future.
Your future.
It's like, okay, that's effective. Brian, not everybody needs to freaking do this shot. And in fact, I feel like Matthew Vaughn did his own take on it just to flip the bird to Bryan Singer. It's that fabulous shot with like the coin going in Kevin Bacon, intercutting with James McAvoy's pain. It's like, that's how you do it. That's a director. I'm sorry. Okay.
The one I immediately thought of is it's a scene when they're on Staten Island and like Cyclops is in the top right corner and you see Toad like crawling across the ceiling. That was like the only good version of that I could remember. That's the one that popped into my head right away anyway.
Oh.
I did like the Magneto reveal where he's all in black light and you don't see his face, you know, like black lighting, he's all in shadow. And then he just goes like, you sneaking around in here, Charles.
Yes.
Whatever are you looking for?
That reminds me of something. Thanks for bringing up Toad. I got a fun fact.
Oh boy.
Before with the writers, for anybody who doesn't know, this movie had a revolving door of writers, including 2 that were uncredited and one that was incredibly uncredited, even though he only had 2 lines in the movie after trying to do a full rewrite.
Oh, Josh, hold that thought. We got another host coming in. We have a surprise. A wild host has appeared. A wild co-host.
Is it he? Has he arrived?
He is here.
He is here.
He is connecting to audio.
Mike.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
A wild Mike has appeared because we can't not have a mic on this show.
I made it. So, what you guys up to today? Doing good.
All right, so we are
not
talking
much.
about.
Just talking X-Men.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about X-Men 1, and Josh is on his Toad rant right now. So, Josh, please continue.
Technically not a Toad rant, but okay. So this movie has one credited writer, which is David Hayter, who video game fans may know as
oh my god,
voice of Solid Snake,
and also the voice of Captain America. But that's besides the point. And apparently, this was because stuff involving with Bryan Singer. He had him as his assistant and just said, look, just take the other guys' notes and we're just going to say that you're writing them. And the other writers that helped out with the movie were Christopher McQuarrie, who you guys may know now as the Mission Impossible dude. But back then, he was the guy behind the script for Bryan Singer's The Usual Suspects. I don't know why Bryan Singer decided to screw him over, but fuck him. And the other guy involved was someone that is actually making rounds right now this week. His name is Ed Solomon, who wrote Men in Black, but now you guys may know him for writing all 3 Bill and Ted movies.
That's right.
Yeah,
Really?
And the other guy that was involved with doing a rewrite of everything, but only 2 lines made it into the movie. One that is really good and one that is unbelievably fucking stupid is
I love it. And
the scourge of everybody right now, good and bad, is Joss Whedon, who was originally hired to do a complete rewrite, but again, Bryan Singer being Bryan Singer, he was just like, all right, you're going to rewrite it. And then he's like, all right, you're not going to rewrite it, right after he rewrote it. So the 2 lines that stayed in the movie were Storm's stupid line, you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning?
Yeah, that was,
I love that damn
who
line.
wrote
It's
that?
so dumb, but I love it.
it's awful. It's one of the worst lines I've ever heard. No, not
So
one of the
who
worst
wrote
lines I've
that?
ever heard. It's just like
That was
one of the worst lines that's supposed to sound badass. Okay.
that was Joss Whedon, but there's actually a
Yeah.
reason why that line was even there to begin with, which there was apparently a running joke throughout the whole movie that Toad was supposed to say dumb things about, what happens to a toad when something. And it was always like, oh my God, I hate this thing. And then finally Storm comes in and is like, hey, you know what happens when a toad gets struck by lightning? And she doesn't even say anything. She just, and that was originally it. But then they're like, well, nobody's going to get that now that we cut everything out. You got to say that now. And then the other line that stayed was when Cyclops comes in, and it's right after the fight with the 2 Wolverines.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, look, it's him. Wait, how can we trust you? Like, how do we know it's you? And Wolverine says to Cyclops, you're a dick. Okay, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So those are Joss Whedon lines, huh? That makes a lot of sense. That makes
Mike.
so much sense.
Oh, Mike. You're gonna, yeah, I hear ya. I hear that coming.
He did a lot of.
I like that movie though.
90s.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's something to be said for the delivery too, like the same thing that happens to everything else.
Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Something to be said for delivery.
They haven't gotten a great Storm actress, yet, which is
a real shame.
Which is a shame because but the thing is that I don't think most people really care about her performance so much as they care about the way that her powers have been portrayed on screen. I think most people are. I mean, for me, I was in X2, the whole jet scene with the tornadoes, like that was pretty sweet.
Yep.
So
That was cool.
And then even I liked how in X-Men Dark Phoenix, how she got to use her powers more tactically. Because, obviously, we want to see, big destructive gusts of storm and wind and all that. And we didn't really get to necessarily ever see that except maybe in X2. But she really got to use, a whole range of powers. Like, in the same movie, she got to use her ice, her lightning, her, she actually, used it to, move around and do flips. And she actually, really, used her powers very, creatively. So I figured that was... I really like that about how they kind of portrayed her powers in there. But even still, I mean, the actress who what's her name? Alexandra Shipp.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's not a terrible actress.
No.
She's okay. I thought she was okay. I personally preferred her to Holly, but I wasn't necessarily over the moon about Holly either. So I think that they could definitely do better. They could cast a really strong actress. The thing is that I find that a lot of black actresses that are really good are also kind of up in age, like Viola Davis and there's another one I'm thinking of. What did she play? But I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, well, who would you cast as Storm? Like a really strong casting. It's better than what we've gotten so far.
Well, it's like not as far as the casting, but I think I've told Keona and Josh this. She's miscast as a character. Like they don't get her whatsoever in these movies most of the time. She doesn't act like Storm, and that's the first part. Before you even get the casting right, you need to understand the character, and it kind of shows they don't.
Yeah.
Even down to like how they direct her too, because like in the first two movies she had an accent, and then the third movie they just completely dropped it because it was like, all right, it's not working. And she has these moments where she has vulnerability, like in the first movie she's very much afloat as a character. The second movie they try to make her incredibly vulnerable, as if like, all right, very guarded and everything. And in the third movie suddenly she's just like, I don't know what the hell they were trying to do with her in the third movie, because they were trying to be like, all right, you're going to be the leader. What? I don't know if I'm ready. But meanwhile, she's already been the leader.
Yeah, she's been the leader since Cyclops was having his mental, his nervous breakdown over Jean.
Jean!
She's gone! She's gone! She's gone!
If Cyclops doesn't say that in every movie, then what's the point,
Exactly.
How many she's gones did he do?
I don't
the
even
only
know.
Storm that I am familiar with, so I have really no frame of reference. Actually,
I'm really racking my brain because like the one casting choice that I've seen people throw out is Janelle Monáe as Storm.
I mean, she's a musician. I mean, I don't know anything about her singing or her acting career.
Yeah,
she's been acting here and there. I really loved her in Moonlight. And she was in Moonlight? She was Mahershala Ali's girlfriend.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
And she has that very motherly kind of thing.
Why can't we just get like just an absolute all-star actress who would just absolutely annihilate the role? Like,
actually, you know what? I think the first name that came to my mind was Mary J. Blige.
Okay. All these musicians. Let's get Beyonce,
Like sometimes they could pull it off. Like, other than Suicide Squad, Common's pretty good.
Mary J. Blige was nominated for an Oscar.
Common.
You got no beef?
God.
So like Angela Bassett.
That's another.
Yeah, that's I think that's actually the actress that I was thinking of.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly the actress I was thinking of.
Somebody like that could have pulled it off.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah,
she's really good.
Storm should be regal. That's the thing that's missing. Yep. She was considered a goddess.
Yeah.
So like she should be regal, and she should be like just like the leader.
Yeah. Bassett would be great.
Yeah, they haven't gotten that yet. They haven't gotten to that characterization of Storm.
Commanding presence to her that like in the first X-Men movie she would have killed it.
Because in the comics, even in the comics, like who Wolverine never deferred to? Cyclops. Do you know who Wolverine would defer to?
Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, isn't she already? Yeah, she's Ramonda in Black Panther.
Yeah.
I forgot. I was like, that was just like, that's the one. She could have.
Actually, a lot of the actresses in Black Panther could have pulled it off. Like,
yes!
I mean, like Lupita Nyong'o could have pulled it
awesome.
off.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
She's an amazing actress. She really is.
I would have said her, but then I just saw Black Panther. I was like, Nakia.
How about Naomi Harris, who was the mom in Moonlight?
Ooh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could. Yeah.
And by the way, I threw out Mary J. Blige because she was nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, okay.
She was in Mudbound.
I remember that movie. I never saw it.
Yeah. Forgot about that movie. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Like in general, tonal wise, what did you guys think of what this movie in general was pulling off? Because it's kind of weird to me looking at these early Marvel movies, these early comic book movies in general, that aren't about like big world-ending cataclysmic events. This was probably the closest thing to it at the time, but it still felt like relatively small scale instead of being this big action climax that takes up a whole city block. It just took place on top of the Empire State Building.
I like the fact that they I think it's in the way that they're handled, because X2 had a world-ending catastrophe, but it didn't make it. It made it a big deal, obviously, but it's in the way they're handled. It's not 9,000 special effects going off all over the place. It's really just them there.
It's the implications.
Yeah,
It's not so much necessarily about and also too, I think the X-Men has always done a really great job of making it to where the characters, the way that they feel about the situation is the most important thing. Like if they kept on talking and focusing so much time about the implications of what was going on, but then you didn't care about the effect that it was having on the characters or their immediate struggles. Because the thing is that the way the X-Men have always been in the movies, at least, is that it's always seemed like there was this world-ending thing going on, but it was only as important as how it would reflect upon them and other mutants. So it's like, okay, if this goes bad, mutants are going to look really bad. We can't. So we can't.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know, so it's like, it's not like, okay, you know, the world's gonna end. That was always kind of important too. But it's like, man, if we save this, like, we might have an opportunity to turn things around. People might look at us more positively, you know, or more negatively if we don't do it right. So for me, I appreciate that because it's like okay, man, I'm really trying not to slam MCU too much, but man, they're a really good example. So here, I'll try to be as positive as I can be. But basically, the MCU, the way that they do it is that there's not a lot of like civility in the MCU. There's not a lot of stakes as far as like they always say there's this big world-ending thing, and that's what they focus so much time on, and they focus so much on like the spectacle of like what's actually happening, like, oh my god, if this explodes and we're gonna like literally not exist anymore, that kind of thing. It's not so much about like, you know, what's in it for me personally. Now sometimes I will say a lot of the characters do have like a lot of ego, so they want to kind of like show off, and they want to kind of be like, oh, you know, it's like, you know, I can't have you showing me up. I got, you know, I'm gonna be the hero in this situation.
Iron Man Cap, yeah.
Right, you know. But most of the time it's not really like, the theme isn't so much about the characters. They just happen to be the only ones there. Whereas like with the X-Men, the greatest stakes, the thematic weight is like, okay, this has to do with our livelihood. Not just our lives, but like our livelihood.
How the public sees us.
Yeah, and that's super important because like that you want the best for these people. You want them to be able to thrive and to live in a world that, you know, accepts them. And if like anything that goes against that is like, that's the most dire situation. So that you don't ever forget that, you know, no matter what's going on in the X-Men movies.
Because it's more about them as people and like their survival,
right,
as a species, or you know,
There's a real humanity to just the X-Men franchise as a whole. Like, like you said, like, it's really just about the civility. Like, it really puts a microcosm on all these characters, and
they're just people living in this world. Like they're the civilians and the heroes in their world. It's not like, oh, the heroes have to protect, like they have to protect each other and everyone else. Like they're just as much people as they are heroes, which is so great. Yeah.
That honestly makes the relationship between Xavier and what's Ian McKellen's character's name again?
Magneto.
What's his real name?
Eric Lensher.
Eric
Lensher. Like Eric Lensher. That makes the relationship between the two that much more interesting, really, because you know, because you can't really refute what Magneto is saying.
Yeah,
he has a point. The whole entire time he has a point. Which speaking of which, you know, what you were just talking about with them protecting each other just reminded me of that scene in the Statue of Liberty where Cyclops says, "Storm, fry 'em." And Magneto's like, "Oh yes, a bolt of lightning and a copper conductor. I thought you lived in a school." Magneto gets all the great lines.
Let's point those things somewhere.
He's savage.
He
is savage.
The best line of them all is a Toad has a wicked tongue, Senator, much like you.
I love that line so much.
I tell you what, though, overall, I think that the casting in the X-Men movies has been incredibly strong. I mean, incredibly strong. And not just that, but like they cast it perfect, but also just I feel like these are movies where once these characters have been in the movies, those actors have gone on to do better things.
Yeah.
You know, it's unlike other superhero movies where whether it be DC or Marvel or whatever, where it's like you kind of just get pigeonholed as being like whatever. And then afterwards you might play in like a smaller indie movie, but like no one cares. As long as you're wearing the cape or the suit, it's like that's all they want to see you in. But like, you know, Ian McKellen got big because of X-Men. Patrick Stewart got big because of it. Even even the new ones, Michael Fassbender his career didn't change too much. He's still a very strong actor. Yeah. But he really he gave the performance you would expect Michael Fassbender to give. It wasn't pared down for a superhero movie. Like he was going all out, emotional, just raw, visceral.
Even the lesser installments, like Michael Fassbender, you can never say that he phoned it in.
Never. Even in Apocalypse, I would argue he gave more of a performance in Apocalypse than he did in any other movie, and most people say that that's one of the worst. I like Apocalypse, but
same. Those are the ones I never got to finish, but those scenes with Magneto were the ones I saw when I was editing my one excellent scene video, and it was like, oh my god, oh my god, why are we sleeping on this performance?
Yeah. I'm going to talk about it more when we get to it, but like that scene in Apocalypse where he's like, is this what you want from me?
Oh, man.
Before this started, I was watching the Everything Wrong with Dark Phoenix, and they make a point when he finds out what happened to Raven. He says, this is how you act with your face. No one does this. Learn. You need to know how to do this. He's schooling all of you in 5 seconds.
Right. What's James McAvoy also does a fantastic job in all these movies too.
He's great.
And the fact that he's able to like give the same level of performance and meet Michael Fassbender beat for beat really goes to show how powerful of an actor he is. And then he went on to go to do things like Split and Glass, which are also fantastic films too.
So before we move on from X-Men 1, the couple of things that I want to talk about, which is the introduction of our two audience sort of characters, which are Wolverine and Rogue. So let's talk about that introduction there with Rogue first, since she kind of
Rogue got shafted in general. I mean, she's okay, but she could have been so much more.
Oh, and it's Anna Paquin. She could have played the heck out of that.
Yeah,
I know.
Could have.
If they were gonna do that kind of character, I wish it wouldn't have been Rogue.
Yeah, it should have been Kitty.
Yes, it should have.
Honestly.
They still could have cast Ellen Page. She would have been great.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Am I the one who thinks that Anna Paquin's southern accent really didn't sound that much different from her normal accent?
Yeah. No, you're right. But, she tried.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Anna Paquin.
The most memorable scene in any of the X-Men movies that she was in was when she got stabbed by Wolverine.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Which is really unfortunate. She should have had more opportunities to like show off her powers and do interesting Rogue type stuff.
You say the word sugar once in any of the movies?
Oh, nope.
No, she didn't. And that upsets me. That upsets me.
No, she did not.
I don't know. I feel like that was probably a concerted effort to keep the movies relatively, grounded.
I know, but
still, I would have loved it.
Come on.
Just as a joke, just as a joke somewhere. Anyway.
Wolverine at once. Like, God.
They could have.
They could have
pulled it off. They did the whole Bub thing a few times. So
yeah, he's like, "Did you just call me Blob?" No, I called him Bub.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry to bring it up. We'll go back to good movies.
I know that's not a good movie, but it's got some entertainment value. It really does. Just the goofiness of that movie.
I hate that movie so much.
Let's try and keep an order, though. We are bouncing around a lot. And
Okay, so let's talk about. So
let's
Josh,
not plunge in the pain just yet.
Josh and Jacob, let's hear your thoughts on the introduction of Rogue. There,
I feel so bad for her. Anna Paquin's a good actress, I think. In fact, I've heard her do basically this character a million times better in True Blood. Which that was the best series for 11-year-old me to watch back in the day. Let me tell you. But she basically had that kind of mannerism down, and that's how I imagine Rogue was. Again, my only frame of reference is in the X-Men cartoon. I just thought that's the confidence that I'm looking for, and it's so weird to see how they portrayed Rogue, which I don't know. That's one thing I hope by some miracle they do better in future installments now that the mouse has the X-Men by the balls. But as far as Wolverine also,
I'm sure she'll say sugar. I'm sure that'll happen.
Oh yeah,
so.
definitely.
Hope she actually can like fly and everything else.
And she'll say listen, I hope that she sucks the ever-living daylights out of Carol. If she does that, then
I want that scene, dude. I want that scene. You have no idea, everybody. You have no idea how happy that's gonna make so many people.
Oh, you haters!
I'm fine with her. I just can't wait for the tweets afterwards.
I'm all for women empowerment. I just want Rogue to be empowered.
Fair enough.
Oh, Mike, I like you already. I'm so happy. I'm fine with Brie Larson, but I can't wait to see the entourage of tweets about it.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, she's good in Short Term 12, Free Fire. I like Room is really great. She also did a good role in Glass Castle. I love her as an actress.
She was good in Scott Pilgrim,
I don't necessarily agree with, nor do I always appreciate what she says off the camera. But I think she's great in the movies that she plays.
I liked Captain Marvel, but anyway, okay. Beside the point.
I did like it. I just can't wait to see the entourage of tweets that come from it if that scene ever happens.
That would actually be hilarious, though, because if they, you know what, though, you could still have Carol stick around, and she could be another one of her characters because she's had like about 400 or 500 of them. So I mean, they've had different versions. They could just do the
whole multiverse thing and have like where one version of her gets like put into a coma.
It's up to you, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Don't let us down, Sam Raimi.
Mike is just like, let's still have Brie Larson, but not have Brie Larson.
And with Wolverine, I'll say that Wolverine is probably the best cast in this, but I have to admit, as I've watched the rest of the movies for the most part, almost all the way through, again, only missing a few here and there, but I start to notice little slips in Hugh Jackman's performance. Like little things here and there. He carries the same intensity, but I can tell he has a hard time keeping his American accent, like his natural Australian accent at bay while he's doing his American accent. Like I only saw it slip a couple of times throughout the first two movies. I saw it slip the most in X3 and one pivotal time in Logan. God, Mike, you're going off.
Oh man, this is why I love having Mike on here because he just brings it. Sometimes I'm sitting here like I'm gonna be like I want to temper my opinion and be a little factual, and then Mike comes in and just is like. Just like no, turn down that wall right now.
Which Disney, I will do an X-Men movie for you guys. I'll do it better. I'll do it better than you could probably do. But if you don't want me behind the typewriter or behind the camera, I'm just saying. In the comics, I believe Wolverine is 5'4", right?
5'3". Yeah.
Well, guess who more or less meets that criteria and already has mutton chops?
Dude, come on.
Are you talking about Danny DeVito?
Oh, fuck you.
Dude.
You know in the Marvel vs. Capcom games where you can make him like roll around, like he roll around. Danny could probably pull that off. Like.
Oh man, I would pay top dollar to see that.
He was the Penguin, now he's the Wolverine.
Let's go, Bob.
I want any animated thing of Wolverine.
Weapon X. I love that game so much.
Man, those games are the best, man.
Oh man, Wolverine tears some people's.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
that hair on Danny DeVito. I can't get it out of my head now. I
I can
can't.
totally see it. I can totally see that.
Oh man. Hey, it's multiverse, man. You know,
Oh god.
it'll be like another version of Old Man Logan, where instead of just getting, you know, old and gritty, he just gets fat and lazy. You know, it's like
Yeah.
It's gonna
Like
be
Thor.
Logan and Always
Yeah.
Sunny in Philadelphia,
There you
pretty
go.
much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ragnarok,
what did-
Thor, and Old Man Logan from Danny DeVito universe come from the same story. Yeah.
As long as he gets to be there with the inbred Hulk children, I will be happy.
I don't know about this.
That's Old Man Logan, the
Old
original.
Man Logan.
Oh, from the
Mark Miller.
from the
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah.
Mark Miller.
I read it
God
once at a
bless him.
library a long time ago.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Josh is dying.
All of
We
you
broke
guys,
Josh. Josh is
all
broken.
of you guys are killing.
So okay. So speaking of Wolverine, what did you guys think of his intro in X-Men 1 before we can move on to X2?
It was awesome.
That was cool.
Whew.
I think that was the best possible way they could have done it.
You know the
They met. That was at the match, right? The,
Yeah.
Mhm.
the cage match. Yep.
That was really. It felt like really gritty and very. It felt like it should have felt.
Yeah.
Like it was very uncomfortable when I first watched it. I'm like, is this a PG-13 movie? Like I'm afraid something's gonna. Something bad's gonna happen. Mommy.
That scene is great, but you could so tell it was a movie made in 2000
Oh,
or
yeah.
2001. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, not even by just the look. I think the look's really good, but immediately he's like, any advice? Yeah, don't kick him in the balls. And then he just walks away. I'm like, wow, is this movie made in the early 2000s?
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say
Now
that.
I don't
Yeah.
take it
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little dated. I will say that the CG is also a little dated too. The thing is though, they use it pretty darn well, so
Yeah.
it's not terrible.
It's not in your face. It's not Batman and Robin. You know?
Right. It's very complimentary. It's not like, hey, the CG is what you should be paying attention to. It's like it just kind of accents the scene.
Yeah,
The only part-
we needed.
The only time when the CGI is really bad is when Wolverine is on the Statue of Liberty and he's on the crown and he
Oh, he does that.
does that flip.
Oh, that thing.
That's the worst.
They showcased that in the preview on FX. I remember seeing that, and I was like, you know, okay.
Yeah,
But,
not the best. Not the best clip they could have gone with.
Yeah. I did like the fact that they had the whole like claws at the throat thing that he usually
Mhm.
does in the comics. So that was cool.
Great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And
So,
the
what do we
Sabretooth,
think-
too was kind of
I was just gonna
that came
say.
later.
Tyler Bane.
I was just gonna say, like, what did we think of the villains here? Like, okay, we know Mystique, we know Magneto, but what about Toad and Sabretooth?
I like how Sabretooth looked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He looked really
Okay, I'll
cool.
give
He was really a grunt in these movies, but
yeah, he was. He was a
Yeah,
jobber.
I'll give it that, but man,
Yeah.
Sabretooth in this movie is such a bitch.
Like that scene when he shuts the cell door on him.
That was, you know,
But it's like they got Ray Park to be Toad for crying out loud.
That
and he
was
did
Ray
a Darth
Park.
Maul.
Yeah, it would. Oh yeah, when he has the pipe. I
Yeah,
forgot
when
all
he
about
has,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't necessarily. I don't know. He didn't have a big part in the movies,
Yeah.
and so it just like whatever. And he didn't stick out either. In the movie, he felt to be very tonally consistent with the rest of the movie. He was a kind of a quirky little goon character. So I don't know. I don't feel strongly for or against it.
He was just Tongue Man. That's all he was.
Yeah. Right.
That sucks because from what I've read, like the few X-Men issues I've read and the episodes I've seen, the X-Men have some awesome villains.
They do.
Oh, of course.
Build
Rogues.
Road Gallery.
Yeah.
They could have had Pyro in there,
They,
That's for the second
eventually.
movie.
Eventually.
but like Australian Pyro.
Oh yeah, like Crocky. Hey, yeah, go down. Like when he's got the flamethrower jetpacks in the
Yes.
animated series. Yeah.
Or Avalanche. They could have used Avalanche.
So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why he wasn't in Civil War.
Yes. Oh man.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I really
declare
wanted
a
to
flame
see the
war.
school bus burn, but
Yes.
whatever.
Maybe
Next time.
Stuff happens. It's just you get where you gotta go. The destination's what matters.
Or actually, it wasn't just a school bus. It was a whole entire school. See, Joker did it. Joker would do it.
Yeah. Joker would synchronize the schedule with the school buses too.
Oh, but don't worry, he doesn't have a plan.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah, no
No,
plan.
absolutely
No
not.
plan.
Totally doesn't. Nope. He's
No.
just a dog chasing cars.
But all right, we're getting sidetracked again.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob, did you have anything you wanted to add about Sabretooth and Toad as villains?
I
as the,
do not.
henchmen? Okay. Well, moving on then. X-Men 2, or as the studio called it, X2, X-Men United. What do you guys think?
I think that, in my opinion, the introduction of that movie might be the best introduction they've ever done.
Yes.
So good.
It might be one of the
Agreed.
best introductions in a superhero movie, period.
Yes.
It's in the music. What they
music.
played, was it DS E-Ray or whatever?
Dice
Dice
Yeah.
Yep.
Dice Array, I think.
Dice Array.
Yes, Ray. Yeah.
Oh my god, amazing! And then the teleporting through, like it was like religious in a way,
inspired.
and it was like politically charged because it was happening in the White House, and
Mhm.
like you're watching a superhero movie, it's like, what the heck am I watching?
Exactly.
It's like, wow, this is some like ascension right here. It's happening.
And it starts with that museum curator who's describing that portrait of Abraham Lincoln to those tourists, and she's reciting a speech that he gave about how we're all equal, we're all in this together, and so
They're not enemies but friends. Yeah.
yeah, topical.
Yeah. Very.
Oh man.
That's the thing about the X-Men movies, is that they are very topical.
Oh, they are.
They know how to approach these. At least
They
the first
do.
two movies, like the first two, at least they know how to take their concept seriously. to an
Mhm.
extent.
Right, and I this is also a different time. I mean, I think an X-Men movie that was done nowadays would be different. I'll say
Yeah.
I can go back and watch those movies and appreciate them
Mhm.
for their message, appreciate them for their storytelling, everything like that, without feeling like it's so subtle, and I feel like you get more out of it that way because you have
Not-
to pay attention.
Yeah, it's not force-fed to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I appreciate that. That's all I got to say. It
When-
exists. I own them all in Steelbook.
Nice. The best way
That's
to own
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I own
That
everyone
is
in
awesome.
Steelbook. Yeah.
I think my favorite scene in the whole movie is the coming out scene with
Yeah.
like when they have to hide out. Like that is a scene that could so easily be like fucked with and could be the worst scene in the movie if not handled with the grace that it is. And they don't make it too in your face, and they don't make it too like, all right, we're trying to make this analogy, but we're gonna change the word ever so slightly. No, they play it straight like how it is, and the performances in that scene are so
The awkwardness.
the
Yeah.
awkwardness is so believable, and you buy into the fear and also the excitement of it initially, like just when Bobby freezes his mom, like his mom's ice,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Her
And then
teeth.
flips it
And
over.
that was so good.
And
Also,
that
this
was
movie
cool.
is so well shot. It's
Oh, yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Bryan
yeah.
Singer is he's a troubled man, that he's a good director.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I gotta say, embarrassing admission here, but when she flips over the frozen tea,
Mhm.
as a kid, I would get a lot of Krispy Kreme, so I thought that was just a donut.
Nice.
Those dumb kid
You
brain
wished it was
in my head, and
nice.
I would always get hungry for
Nice.
donuts.
I wish I could just reach over the screen and just take a bite out of that.
Yeah.
Also,
Also,
be
go ahead.
it'd be a good snack.
Yeah. That coming out scene reminded me of just a simple joke, but it was like the earlier X-Men movies were really good about making any little thing into a moment.
Mhm.
Like Logan is out front with everybody and he's got his claws out. Drop the blades. I can't.
Mhm.
Not drop them now. I can't.
And
And then it all happens, and he gets back up, and that cop looks at him. He just stares him down, and he
Yeah.
walks away. Every little thing that ever happened turns into a moment of something. They were
Even
really good
them-
about making everything matter.
And even them getting onto the plane, onto the Blackbird, when they get onto the Blackbird, and then he looks and sees Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler's like, "Guten Tag."
Yeah, exactly. Or as the circus, shut up. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
They really make the tension between mutants and non-mutants really believable. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like really like you can feel the fear of the officers, and you can feel the fear of the mutants, and you just feel that real tension that's taking place.
Yeah.
It's not like, trying to, I don't know. The statement is that they're having so much strife and hard time. They're not able to get to unite and get along, and maybe that's the reason why they're calling it X-Men or X2 United, because it has to do more with just uniting as people and humans in general. I don't know. That's maybe a broad stroke, but
that fits, especially with like the big scene at the very end with the president, which is probably one of the most badass scenes in any superhero movie, where the good guys basically intimidate the president.
Yeah.
dude.
If only that was that easy in real life.
Oh yeah.
And it's like speaking of united, they're also trying to work together. And the beauty of this is everyone is still who they are, even though they're working together. The moments between Magneto and Pyro, where he's like, I can only manipulate it. I can't create it. You're a god among insects, and don't let anybody tell you any differently. I'm like, you're still being the same guy, but you're helping them. Like, you don't change, but just it's not like they sacrifice what they're trying to be to make a scene work, which is something I hate in movies.
Yeah.
So it's so good.
So Mystique tries to seduce Wolverine, and then the next scene is her and Magneto laughing about it.
Yeah.
And then Rogue comes in, and Magneto's, "We love what you've done with your hair." Brilliant.
He's such a dick.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And also,
I remember
when they're around, like when they're planning to infiltrate Stryker's compound, and then he says, "Wolverine, the person who infiltrates this has to manipulate the spillway mechanism. What are you going to do? Scratch it with your claws?"
Oh.
He actually makes these very comic book-esque lines come alive and believable. I'm like, this guy would say it and it's not ironic. I love that so much.
Right.
I hate irony so much in these comic book movies. I hate irony so much. But that's what powerful acting and powerful writing does. And good chemistry and just all cinematic magic. Oof. Love it. I'm very hyped.
It's all good. We're getting through the really good ones right now, and that's what's awesome. We're getting all the moments, like we didn't even talk about the fight in the school.
Can we?
And also Stryker, amazing villain.
Can we
so
appreciate
good.
Brian Cox's Stryker?
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
Yes.
That guy.
Yes.
I love Brian Cox's Stryker. He's just amazing in that role. Nailed it. And Stryker, as they portray him in the movies, is quite different from how they portrayed him in the original graphic novel that he appeared in, which was God Loves, Man Kills. And he was a preacher. In that.
I did not know that. Huh.
Yeah. So he was a preacher who was basically part of the whole, like, I think he was like either the guy who started the Friends of Humanity or something like that. It was like a religious cult, basically, like a hyper religious right-wing cult. Like uber, like we're talking like crazy, not just,
We're talking Fred Phelps kind of guy.
Yeah. We're talking like,
End times.
extremist political agenda. So
Got it.
Yeah.
Every day is like the second coming or something.
Yeah, I mean it's just like, God loves humanity and hates those mutants. So let's wipe
we're
them all
talking
out,
like
kind of thing.
Westboro Baptist Church kind of
Exactly,
guy.
exactly.
Got it.
Good way of putting it.
Imagining
That's a
like
good way of
Michael
putting it.
Park in Red State kind of psychotic preacher in the X-Men universe. Man, remember?
And so the funny thing is, when this movie came out, then Chris Claremont, who had written God Loves, Man Kills, he was writing Extreme X-Men at the time. So he brought Stryker back and made him more of a paramilitary guy because that's what they did with him in the movie. So
I just thought he really brought a great role, and he was his tortured kind of soul, and his son, who I mean, it was very very sympathetic character, but It's also he's a very scary character as well.
So warped.
Yeah.
He was so warped. But at the same time, yeah, you do feel for him when he says his wife took a power drill to her left temple to bore
Yeah.
the images out. I mean, that was like that's harrowing. It's horrible.
And the funny thing about it is that I love moments like that. I love lines and performances like that because you don't have to see anything, but you did.
Mhm.
Like just the way he performed it, you saw the image that he was trying to relate to you.
Yeah.
And it really added a lot of weight to the whole scene in general.
It's just great acting.
It is.
Mhm.
It's fantastic.
It really is, and you can tell that Brian Cox is having a ball, also just hamming it up on the camera and just being a smarmy villain. Just with his line delivery.
His first line to Wolverine when he sees him, and he goes, Wolverine. Well, this is the last place I'd expect to find you.
And it's like,
how long has it been?
He even acts like a smarmy dick when he's chained to the side of a broken dam.
Yeah.
Like he never stops.
Yeah, he never stops. He's so good.
Can I just say, also, X2 has the best prison break scene I probably have seen in any movie.
Yes.
Holy crap! I cannot believe they got a PG-13 with that.
Yeah.
Bottoms up.
Yeah.
X2 is an amazing movie. It's incredible.
Rebecca Romaine, man, I think she got shafted really hard.
She did.
Movies, man.
I remember Crystal came in again. Like I finally showed her my one excellent scene, and I included that scene where Magneto takes out the iron in the large.
Too much iron in your blood.
Man, I love the hype right now. That show was hardcore. That movie. Sorry, I call movies shows. I interchange it sometimes. That movie was hardcore.
Yeah,
that movie was hardcore.
Yeah.
I even love that scene. That scene between Magneto and Professor X when they're in the plastic prison.
Yeah.
And he says, "What have you told Stryker?" And he's like, "Everything."
You want to know why all these scenes play so like mature? Is because they take their roles uber seriously.
Yeah.
You can. They're dead serious.
I mean, I like sometimes I like it when they do a trope and undercut it with humor. I do like that sometimes, but not every single time.
Right.
Not like Thor Ragnarok levels of like, let's take a guy who was faux Shakespearean and just make fun of the Shakespearean aspects. Right. And let's just, like to me I didn't care for that movie. But anyway, that's off the topic.
I think that you can do that. And so this is the thing. I appreciate these X-Men movies so much because for the most part, the entire franchise, even the bad ones, all played themselves very dramatic, super dramatic. And this is just a dramatic franchise. You go to watch people have Deadpool. Ideological struggles and what?
Deadpool. You said also Deadpool.
Well, I don't really consider Deadpool to be. I mean, technically it is, but
I get what you're saying.
Well, Deadpool is a farce, and it knows that it's a farce. It markets itself as a farce, and that's
you can put Deadpool though in any franchise though. Like Deadpool is above any franchise. He's not like X-Men exclusively.
But we are going to talk about
move on. What were you saying, Mike?
No, I'm just saying in general, I think that I really, really value and appreciate this franchise in all of its ups and its downs, simply because for how long? I mean, for what, 20 years?
20 years, 13 films.
For 20 years and 13 films, they pretty much ignored box office because the box office was always middling. It dipped down a little bit. It went a little higher at sometimes. It never really ever broke, the magical billion-dollar club thing. No, that is completely made up in my opinion.
Did Days of Future Past do it?
No, it got 800 something million.
Like 700 million.
They had a couple toward the end that got really close, but I don't think they ever cracked it.
Well, Days of Future Past was the highest grossing of all of them. But even still, they didn't care. They just kept making movies and they kept doing their thing. They didn't care how comic accurate it was or wasn't. They just kept going and they kept delivering a consistent product, and probably would have continued to do that for as long as they wanted to do it until the events that unfolded. And I just really respect that so much. I'm so happy to have to seen all these movies and owned them.
Yeah. Something you brought up earlier, Michael, I believe it was you that brought up the tornadoes in X2.
Yes.
I rewatched that. Like I said, I rewatched them all beforehand, and I literally, within the past 2 hours, watched Dark Phoenix. That scene with the tornadoes in X2 looks like it was made now. It is better than any special effect that was in all of Dark Phoenix. That scene and like was awesome. I had to forget to mention that since you brought it up. That looked so. It shocked me because I had not watched that movie in like 10 years. How good it looked.
Right.
The special effects in Dark Phoenix were hugely disappointing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
there wasn't actually a lot of special effects. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There wasn't that many special effects, or I'll put it this way: there weren't a lot of computer generated graphics.
Yeah.
Like the helicopter scene because I love the helicopter scene. Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
But you know what, guys? Speaking of the tornado scene in X-Men 2, did you know that originally they were planning on one of the fighter jet pilots? The fighter pilots was supposed to be Carol Danvers.
Shut up.
What?
It was supposed to be Carol Danvers. Yeah.
No way.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, actually. Yeah.
Because actually, her character and Wolverine have a history. So if you look at the
Oh.
comics, they were spies.
Okay.
I thought it was like something else.
No, not that kind of history.
She's one of the few that know.
They were
History.
friends. They were friends.
Yeah.
What can I say? Some chicks
Well,
can't
that ship
handle
is
short
sailed.
guys.
God, dude.
she gonna catch that snikt.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. So, geez, what else do we have? Anything else to say about X-Men 2 before we move on?
It had one of the. Sorry, go ahead.
The score is amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
the score is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I
Like-
love the score.
John Ottman always does a good job, and I'll say this also. Really underrated thing about the X-Men movies is the editing.
Yeah.
It's so perfectly paced. And I remember as a kid, my folks, we would always watch X2 instead of X1 because they said X-Men 1 is kind of like Star Wars. It's boring, and then the sequels get interesting. Now, I disagree with that completely, personally. But that's the thing that struck me with all these movies, especially the ones edited by John Ottman. Just
Yeah.
he really knew how to keep a perfect pace, and it never feels too quick cut like a lot of modern movies. Like it feels like this is snappy, but in the perfect way. Shots linger just long enough that you can appreciate them. But when it comes to dialogue scenes, they're just quick enough that the audience doesn't lose attention. Action sequences, hold on the action so long so that way the audience again can appreciate it, but just frantic enough that you sense the danger.
Right.
And I think the best example is the fight scene between Logan and
Lady
Deathstrike.
Deathstrike.
expert. Help
yeah.
me out here.
We
The
even
girl
talked
with
about
the
Lady
Deathstrike.
Deathstrike.
claws that she really needed a pedicure.
Lady Deathstrike.
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, that's probably one of the most savage fights in all of the X-Men franchise, and
The
including
alternate,
Logan.
The alternate version of that fight. When
She
she
gets one
like
of the
full on
hardest
cuts into him and you hear that meat cutting like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh
She gets one of the
What?
worst deaths ever.
oh yeah,
Oh,
man.
Yes.
Rough.
She does not. She's not nice. she's not nice.
No.
I was scared. I'm like,
Kelly
oh my
Hu,
god.
give it up for Kelly Hu, who's a Hawaiian girl. So I gotta
Nice.
give props
Oh,
to her
nice.
for that.
She did a fantastic
person
job.
from Hawaii, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
she's
one thing I want to bring up before we leave is that one thing that I was really terrified even as a kid because I loved Nightcrawler was I didn't know how they were going to handle his religious side,
Mhm.
and they did not beat you over the head with it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
was very happy.
Right.
Nightcrawler was one of my favorite people in that movie. His interactions with everyone, he was handled so well. Just like the one moment, like the talk he had with Raven, is one of my favorite. Like 5 minutes of the whole
That's
movie.
great.
You can imitate anybody, even their voice, even the voice. Then why do you hide? Because we shouldn't have. Why do you want to look? We shouldn't have to. And it hits him. He's like, oh,
Yep.
yeah, I should be better as well. I'm just like. They only brought a character in the older movies to me. They brought a character in when the character was needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't do that in other movies.
And Mystique's his mom, by the way.
Yes. And it's Azazel, correct? Is the dad?
Yeah.
According
Well,
to Chuck Austin, who I don't know that we want to take his word for it anymore. Like, can
We still want you
retcon
on the
that,
show,
please?
Chuck.
Can we retcon that?
Because didn't her and Sabretooth have a different kid? I'm asking.
Yeah, well, Sabretooth's son was Graydon Creed, who was
Graydon
the
Creed,
leader of the
okay.
Friends of Humanity. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So, yeah. But anyway, I also want to point out the scene that Nightcrawler has with Storm
Yes.
in the Blackbird, which was cool. I know they call it the X-Jet. I always call it the Blackbird because that's what it is. It's the Blackbird, guys.
I gotta actually show you guys something. 1 second here.
Go right ahead.
Oh,
But yeah, how they in the end when she even brings up the I have faith thing when they gotta go in and get Charles.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
Nice.
Nightcrawler.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
But
The ultimate guide to X-Men.
There you go.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got so much cool stuff in here. Like, behind the scenes, and you guys are gonna love this.
That's awesome, man.
Awesome, man. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm a huge.
I love those
fan.
magazines. I'm a big magazine guy, so I love collecting stuff like that. So
When Dark Phoenix came out and they announced this, I'm like, that's an insta buy. I pre-ordered it.
Nice. Cool.
yeah, X-Men 2, man. And also, what was the name of the guy that played Pyro in that?
Oh man.
Why am I blanking
You
on
should
his
just have
name?
IMDb pulled up already. Like, why do I not have
we
IMDb?
probably
Yeah,
should.
seriously.
I'm gonna open up
Seriously.
X3s right now just
Oh,
in case.
Who
God.
played Pyro in X2? Let's see what it says.
X-Men.
Aaron Stanford.
3.
Aaron
There we go.
Stanford.
I got Last Stands Up. I got that one covered.
They don't even call it X-Men. They call it The Last Stand.
Yep. Didn't even deserve the 3.
Yeah, Aaron Stanford, though, he was really good as Pyro, I think, even though he
Yeah.
didn't have the Australian accent, but still, liked him as the role. Liked him in the role.
Brett Ratner.
Okay, so since we're
Good
chomping at the
segue.
bit to talk about it, let's talk about X-Men The Last Stand.
How good was Kelsey Grammer's Beast?
Yes,
It was amazing.
that's a positive. That's a
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's the best thing about the movie.
the score
and the score.
is pretty good if you listen to it on its own, but it was terribly edited.
yes.
Yeah, no, I can.
Terribly
I
edited.
can see
Like
that.
it didn't do anything for the movie because the editing was terrible.
But I love the score. I love it on its own.
Yeah, if you listen to it on its own, it's great. But
It
just
deserved a better
It
movie.
doesn't hit when it needs to hit. It's just
Yeah, it really deserved a better movie, which I'm going to say a hot take. X-Men The Last Stand isn't that bad upon reflection. I don't
I don't
think
know.
it's amazing at all.
I would rank it above Dark Phoenix and above X-Men Origins.
It's not
I
that
would
hot a
too.
take, Josh.
I would
Yeah.
too.
I'm gonna
And maybe
have some
above
hot
New
takes
Mutants.
for y'all.
Maybe.
I really didn't like, mostly because the movie is ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Feel
not.
that.
You're not wrong. You're
Dude,
not
the
wrong.
that is-
movie and-
that is so right.
there aren't very many good performances. Like even Hugh Jackman has a bad performance in there.
Yeah.
Every character was wasted. The music doesn't get an opportunity to shine, and the cinematography is ugly. The editing is bad. I
Mhm.
mean, it's not. Just audio visual just sucks. Like if you just had the visuals, if you had all of Ottman's music and all of Singer's, visuals and directing in this with the same script, it would have been a million times better and more watchable.
The
Do you
thing I
think this was
love.
rushed? Do you think this was a rushed production?
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, of course, Bryan Singer left because he wanted to do Superman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank
And
yeah,
so he
thank
left
God
it,
that
double
happened.
double whammy.
Yeah, he left it over to Brett Ratner, whose biggest director credits before this were the first 2 Rush Hour movies.
Rush Hours.
Well,
Which is actually
apparently-
funny because I love those movies.
I
They're
do too.
Great
I do.
movies.
Yeah,
and also
really
the
great.
Hercules movie is also good.
Yes.
So everyone who says Brett Ratner's like the worst thing ever, that's not true. He does some really great movies, but just not.
I will say this:
wasn't
they
a project
tried.
he started.
They tried really hard to like put in a lot of visuals that are from the comics, like for instance, like
They
Jean
did.
coming up out of the
Or the
coming
head,
up out of the
the
lake and
big
stuff.
head from the Sentinel.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, they did try it. There's clearly an effort here, which I did appreciate. And yeah, looking back on it, Josh, I kind of agree where it's not that bad of a film.
Like the thing is, like I actually really like some of the
I
dialogue.
love the score.
I think a lot of the character interactions still feel more or less the same when you just let the actors just run off with each other. Like I think Hugh Jackman and Kelsey Grammer have great chemistry together,
Yeah.
just in their constant antagonism with each other. And again, when it's the classic cast like working with each other, it's great. I think it not perfect, not amazing, but it's great for what it is. But I feel really bad because this is another fun fact to throw at our listeners out there. Brett Ratner was originally, like, obviously he's the final director, but it turns out very late in production, there was a point, like, before that, Matthew Vaughn was supposed to direct it.
Son of a bitch.
That would have been better.
Dang, that would
That-
have been way
because,
better.
Yeah, would have.
First
Knowing
class.
what we
Yep.
got with X-Men First Class, it's like, oh man, I would have killed to see Michael Vaughn's crazy visuals with something like this in early 2000s when practical stuff was like at the height of it, and you could just
Yeah.
see Vaughn's stylistic quirkiness with that. And it's not the last time that Vaughn missed out on an X-Men gig, because he was originally going to do Days of Future Past.
No, I'd rather have Singer.
Oh, yeah.
From
I
what
think Singer was
from what I
perfect for that.
hear, he originally dropped out because he might have had a chance to do The Force Awakens, but then you know how that went.
I
so
did
no one
hear
was
about
seeing.
that.
Yeah, there was a bunch of juggling around all that.
Yeah.
But this was the first movie, in my opinion. We talk about strong casting. This was the first movie where they kind of started to go, let's get an actor in there. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I got a good idea. We got this great, massively important character that's just going to be an absolute beast. Everyone's going to love him. We got Juggernaut. Who do we want? Who would bet? Vinny Jones. Yup, go get him.
But you know what, though? I will say this for Vinny Jones. He did "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch,"
He did.
which is
do
the
that.
best
Yeah,
thing in
it
that
is.
movie.
It's
It
so-
is.
In my opinion, it is
I
the
didn't
best
know what
moment.
that was. I got introduced to
You
the
didn't know
meme.
what that
I
was.
got introduced to the meme afterwards. And I'm like, oh, at least that makes sense.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen on YouTube. It
His
was so
delivery of it is the
hilarious.
best. You know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Good job, man.
Thank
That's
you.
Yeah.
You say that quite a lot when we were playing Call of Duty back in the day.
I'll
I can
also
imagine.
I'll also give X-Men Last Stand this. It had balls with even trying to insinuate, at least before you get to the end credits stuff and the scene before the end credits, just this implication throughout the movie where even though it's not directed very good, and yeah, Brett Ratner, you know, I love Rush Hour 1 and 2, and I have a soft spot for 3, but you know, you can only match another director's visuals for so long. You
Yeah.
did your best with Red Dragon trying to be Jonathan Demme.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you missed the mark. But
Mm-hmm.
they really upped the stakes in the sense, like, the second they kill Xavier, it's like, oh shit, oh we're getting serious, and everybody takes it seriously. Everybody takes a moment to grieve and everything. Even Magneto, that scene where Pyro's like, I would have wasted the man myself, and he says,
That made no sense for Pyro to say that, by the way.
like, it made no sense, but
Well,
just the fact that
He
has
was just trying to
Magneto
act tough
say-
for Magneto, I think.
and
Yeah,
the fact
I
that
mean,
he has
they-
Magneto say, like, Charles's death was regrettable, that he couldn't help, they couldn't
Yeah.
help on our side or something like that.
I didn't
Yeah.
like it. I mean, I'm all about that kind of stuff. I'm all about, like, you know, killing off a character, making a dramatic moment of it and whatnot. But ultimately, it rings hollow because even at the end credit scene, which there had never been
Yeah.
an end credit scene up until that point.
Yeah.
3 was the first one with the end credit scene.
Yeah.
That, you know, it it immediately took away the stakes at the end.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, X-Men 3 felt more like an MCU movie than any other X-Men movie that they've made. And for several reasons. The end credit scene, which is a staple of the MCU movies, and then also kind of the very fast-paced action comedy kind of tone, very like quippy dialogue, like, you know, rapid fire, boom, 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 boom. And a lot of the homages to comic book moments or panels without necessarily the integration into the story that maybe you'd expect of, like, you know, I don't know, like you have a scene there that's like, oh, hey, look at that, but it's not like super integral to the story. It's just to kind of like give you a little nod, which I don't necessarily mind that, but there is a way to take a moment and integrate it with something that's kind of iconic and make it all work and be super integral at the same time.
Yeah.
I did like some of the cast that they brought in, though. I did like Ben Foster could have actually made a really good Angel had they given him something to do.
Yeah.
In there for like 5 minutes.
I
Why?
I saw what they were doing with Angel, but it was just so underdeveloped because you know, he has a thing with his dad. You know, his dad wants to cure him, quote unquote, and then later Angel saves his father when he's falling off the building. Like, well, okay, that's a good twist, but where did that come from? Okay, what were you doing after you left him?
Angel was like the
Showed up at the
equivalent of
mansion and
that
that was it.
scene in The Simpsons when Leonard Nimoy saves Krusty the Clown from committing suicide by jumping off the monorail. And he's like, no, the world needs laughter. And then later on, he's like, oh, my work here is done. Or he's like, well, you didn't do anything.
That's funny.
Didn't I?
Did I? Didn't I?
I will give
Goodbye,
it
Superman.
that opening scene with Angel. I really do like with Angel trying to clip his wings.
That was disturbing.
That was the one scene I think Brett Ratner really nailed.
I liked Famke's performance in this too, as Jean. Like, even though she was way over the top, I know, but I liked her performance as the Dark Phoenix there. It was a little campy, maybe a lot of campy.
It
was
natural.
But you know what, though? I mean,
I think the movie is old enough to where I think people can appreciate it. Like, okay, so when you have a bad movie, once enough time goes by, it's like you can just kind of like just appreciate it because it's in the past. But when it's new, it's like, oh, that movie was terrible. Yeah. But it's like, well, it's because it's fresh and you're comparing it to other things in that same time period. But like X-Men 3, like what else was coming out during that time? You know,
there was really nothing.
I don't know, honestly. I will say that I liked Eric Dane as Multiple Man, as Jamie Madrox.
Yeah.
Because he nailed it in two lines, man. I know, but he nailed it in 2 lines. Like, I wanted to see more of him as Multiple Man, honestly.
I called him not Dane Cook when I was watching it because I thought, I don't know who he is, but I know for a fact he's not Dane Cook.
That's funny. He did, in the one shot, he did kind of look at him like, there is a ton of people in here. Spike is in this movie for 2 minutes to be ganked by Wolverine. Yeah. Psylocke by name is in this movie.
Psylocke by name.
Quill.
Callisto by name.
Callisto by name. Like, Kitty Pryde is in this movie for no reason other than to have the I'm the Juggernaut bitch moment. And I thought Ellen Page was a good casting. So I was like, oh, she's going to be the person that Bobby looks like he's flirting with while Rogue goes and gets cured. I'm like,
oh, man. What they did with Rogue.
Yeah, like, on one hand, I like the idea behind it, especially since Rogue has, in my opinion, the shittiest power just in the sense of how it impacts her life. And everyone's like, I don't know why anybody would want to get rid of their powers, Storm says, right in front of the girl who literally sucks people's lives away and cannot touch or feel anybody with her body. And it's like, hey, Storm, read the fucking room. But man, the way they had her do it, it's just like, you could have done that so much
better. Her power only sucks because they put like a limitation on it to make it dramatic. Like, imagine anyone else whose power they couldn't control ever. Like, you usually grow out of that, but she just didn't. Like, you should be able to touch someone and then choose when to use it. Like, why can't she do that? I don't know, but it's dramatic, so it's cool.
Why? So Arclight was in this movie.
Oh yeah, she's
And-
part of that gag of goss.
And Ken Leung was Quill, but they credited him as Kid Omega,
What?
which he is not Kid Omega. He's not.
Oh
Quentin
no!
Dwyer.
How dare they?
What?
IMDb, you're slipping.
I
No,
have
no,
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 idea
I
what you
mean-
guys are talking about.
I-
Well, no,
think-
IMDb's not slipping. Like,
No,
they
literally,
had
that's how he's
Psylocke in the
credited.
movie, and she like just forms into a wall. So I wouldn't doubt they just thought he was a guy and named him wrong. I believe it.
Because Kid
Simon
Omega,
Kinberg,
Kid
get the
Omega
fuck
is
out.
a completely different character in the comics. Completely different. Like he's a Omega level psychic in the comics. Why they made him Quill, I don't know. Why they made him Human Porcupine Man, I don't know.
Or the great, who was the guy that Wolverine kicks in the nuts because he can't chop his arms off? Who was that guy? If he was anyone. This is also where they started going, we need a comedy bit relief mutant. What can you do? I'll have
Seriously.
your arms grow back.
I don't even know. No, he's not even. They have no name for him.
Yeah. But
He's just
let's go back to
He's
good parts.
Enigma.
The parts where when Raven is no longer a mutant, Magneto goes, she's not one of us anymore, and they walk away.
Oh.
And he says, she was so beautiful.
Not one of us anymore.
Yeah.
Anymore.
And then you have the ultimate
Good
petty
parts.
ex-girlfriend. The ultimate petty ex-girlfriend when she's in the office and she's like, she told us everything. We didn't even have to ask her. I was like,
How
Will
about
have
the
no fury
president's
like a woman scorned.
The president's
Yeah,
faux
they literally say
Shakespearean
that.
reading of that line is just cracks me up every single time. And then when they do the clear and present danger scene with like all the multiple man copies and stuff, and they have the guys moving in and stuff, and he's like, okay, send them in. And Trask is like, okay. You know,
My
like
favorite
nobody
scene in
says
this
go.
is the
or anything.
the bridge scene.
that was
I-
nuts.
I like the spectacle of it.
Charles always wanted to build bridges.
Yeah, that I hated that. I
I
hated
liked
that
it.
because for some reason, even though he said things like that before in every other movie,
It
It
never
just
sounded
didn't-
stupid.
it never sounded bad ever until this. Like he managed to make it bad in this movie somehow.
It's
And
the
also-
direction. It's Ratner's direction.
Well, it's not on the nose. He broke the person's nose. There's a difference.
Yeah,
Oh, my favorite thing, even Simon Kinberg on the commentary was like, okay, so we made Magneto a little redundant in this movie, and then he goes like, in chess the pawns go fast, and then it's like 2 seconds later, it's like, that's why the pawns go fast. I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
what's happening to Magneto? And then his whole thing where like he looks back at Dark Phoenix and she's doing the thing where she's just vaporizing everybody, and then he's like, what have I done? And then he leaves. I'm just like,
Oh yeah, that was bad.
ooh, this is
Like,
some
it's just-
schlocky,
It's just down to
you know.
staging or just
yee.
simple camera placement, because that, you know, that would be a good point for one of those trademark Singer extreme, like off to the side profile shots.
Profile
Just-
shots.
Yes, exactly.
What have I
Yeah,
done?
it's man,
This
it's
is what
tough.
they
It's so
want.
tough.
For all of us.
It's funny you mentioned that this one feels the most like an MCU movie, Mike, because the one scene I really felt that was on the bridge, but it wasn't like the spectacle of it. It was that family in the car.
Ugh.
That
Oh.
family.
Oh,
in the
that
car-
was just there, just to be like, you know,
Yeah.
Manipulative.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like something
So
straight out of
stupid.
freaking Independence Day, but the worst parts of Independence Day, where you can't laugh at it like usual. It's just like, oh, they're trying to make it serious, but it's just not working. And the dad was such a terrible actor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dad, if I end up working with you in the future. I love you, but you didn't bring your A game with this, and I don't blame you.
Although, okay, I gotta give this movie some brownie points, maybe 1 or 2, just for the fact that they called Chris Claremont in his cameo the Lawnmower Man, because he was literally
That
a
was
guy with
Chris
a lawnmower.
Oh, is that at the same time when we saw the Stan Lee cameo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Stan Lee is Water Hose Man.
Yeah.
You know what? Chris Claremont cameo in this one.
He cameoed in this. He cameoed in Days of Future Past, and he cameoed in, I think, Dark Phoenix.
Where was he in Days of Future Past?
He was at the Senate hearing with Trask.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
Ah.
He and Len Wein, both of them. Len Wein, the co-creator of Wolverine. So, yeah. And then just some shout outs to the cast here. A couple more. Bill Duke as Trask, even though that's not the Trask that we saw in Days of Future Past, but still, Bill Duke is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like these really good actors in this. Shoria Agdashlu as Dr. Rao.
Yeah.
I was shocked that Moira Taggart.
Yeah.
In the movie, because I was like, oh my god, you're in this, because I had just seen
different.
First Class, and I was just like, wow, thanks for.
She showed up at the end, right?
Yeah,
she was in the end, and she showed up briefly in a classroom scene when Charles is talking about possibly transcending your mind to the physical body of another person, and he plays a thing. I got a video from our good friend with the government, Moira Taggart.
Yeah.
At least she tried to be Scottish.
Unnecessary.
But yeah, very unnecessary.
Honestly, in credit scenes,
I'm just going with the clone body theory. They made a clone of him. That's it.
Leave him dead.
It's his clone.
Don't kill a character just to bring him back at the end. Stop it. It's so manipulated, and it's like, it's no point.
Well, it kills the stakes, like you said. The same thing with Magneto didn't have his powers for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like,
right.
The end credit scene doesn't bother me because at least Charles sets it up in the beginning of the movie, so I can't fault that. It's like, all right, you set this up. You can't just throw that line away, or you could just cut that scene entirely and rewrite it where Xavier's giving another lesson about, I don't know, a chess lesson about pawns going first. I don't know, but you could have that. But for me, the scene that pisses me off is the last shot of the movie of just Magneto in the park, and then seeing the piece move ever so slightly, where it's like, oh my god, commit.
Who was he playing chess with?
He was that guy from the Pixar short. That's what was happening.
Because they really grapple with the idea that was the only way they could stop Magneto, by using the weapons that they were trying to fight. And just the fact that they came down to it, and that's another really decent moment, I think, where they pull it off pretty good, I think, with what they could do. And the music plays it very straight, like, this was the only way. There was no other choice. And it just the fact that they have that intense moment followed by...
Yeah. They even have him say, you're one of them now. Like, they even play the line back at him. Man.
Yeah, it was, the whole cure thing was interesting. I mean, what an interesting story to, like, combine with, an interesting choice to combine this cure storyline, which is completely legitimate and totally interesting if you did it on its own, with Dark Phoenix. You know? I mean, the thing is, if they didn't kill Dark Phoenix, and maybe, like, she just, like, escaped or something like that, and then that would have been great, because, like, okay, now you can continue that storyline. Maybe they focus a little bit more on the cure, and then had a little bit of Dark Phoenix in there. That was just like a tease for, like, what's going to come later. I mean, maybe that was the plan, but what they did end up doing was they basically just ended both stories at the end of this. So they didn't ever get to a point where you really got any closure on either of them.
I think it might have been the case where they had this set up, and then Singer was gone and Ratner was there, and then they're like, after this, we have no idea what we're doing. So we're just going to cut her clean and then hopefully start something new. That's what it kind of screamed to me at the end of this, because she gets to be, again, in these X-Men films, I hate it. She gets to be the Phoenix for roughly 10 minutes every time. And it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
You know what's so dumb about that is the fact that they didn't do the Firebird, not even a Firebird for Famke.
No, you get to see her be the outline of a bird in X2 for like 20 seconds.
How did she kill Cyclops?
It doesn't matter.
Vaporized him, I guess.
She Thanos'd him. She kissed him to death. He got cooties and died.
Okay, I just found something else real quick. Another fun fact on this one. Apparently the cure part of the story was actually lifted from a thing on the comics at the time, from Astonishing X-Men, which was called Gifted.
Yes.
And that focused primarily on the cure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Guess who inspired that?
But
That was
Guess who
also
the creative team was on that?
that was also Joss Whedon, and they offered
John
him to do the
Cassidy.
script, but he turned it down to do Wonder Woman at the time. But okay, I'll admit it. Thank
Which
God
that did not go through.
dude,
Right.
thank God.
No, I heard about his Wonder Woman, and that would not have been good. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
That pilot's out there. If you search hard enough, you
I
can
can
find
say
it.
Hey,
this-
don't feel too bad for Joss. I mean, he went on to direct Justice League.
And he got
Oh,
some of his
Jacob.
wishes with Wonder Woman too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
even then,
yeah.
like from what because I remember reading that
Hallelujah.
arc too. I remember reading Gifted also.
You
Mike,
ju-
we
you-
love you, man. This is why we
Oh.
love having you on.
I
Oh,
remember
man.
reading Gifted too, and credit where it's due. That's a pretty good story.
I think it comes across better in the comics than it does.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
one of
movie,
those that really
obviously.
does need to take center stage in its own
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
'Cause that's something that's enough to carry a whole plot, just weaponizing the cure. You
I
know.
did read. See, I think I read Gifted. It was that's like early 2000s. That's with like the suits
like
with the X. And then they had,
2004.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it has and the suits kind of have like this sort of padded kind of striped design.
Yeah, they had like a striped X.
Yeah.
throughout
Right,
most of
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And one of the lines was because it was after Morrison's run, so Morrison had them go around in the leather.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like, and one of the lines that Cyclops has is like, "We're superheroes, so we gotta look like them," or something. And I was just like,
Yeah.
Cyclops, always so
Yeah.
lame.
Going
That
to
was
what?
when they shot Jean and Logan into space with a rocket, and then later on they like it was crazy stuff. It was crazy stuff.
It was some, yeah.
Yeah. Going off what Josh said earlier, can you imagine the balls if they would have had the setup for Phoenix in 2? Never reference her once. Do
In
this.
3.
And
Yeah.
then at the end, you see Jean just rising out of the lake. No end credit scene.
Yeah.
Just Jean coming out. And then they're
I would
like,
have
guess
loved
what?
that.
That's the whole next movie.
Because that's what they did in the comics.
Oh.
They would plant the seeds in earlier
man.
issues, and then they would just come out with it later. So
Yeah.
Problem is, I think Bryan Singer just didn't want to be that fantastical,
No.
and Brett Ratner, God bless him, with some of the moments.
Bryan Singer didn't want to
I'm
be
just
that
saying, he doesn't
fantastical, and
have
then
the
you look at
imagination to-
Apocalypse and how it starts.
Yeah.
It starts off in the market. Or no. Sorry, it starts off in the
Ancient
pyramid.
Egypt,
Ancient
with
Yeah.
the
Egypt with
whole pyramids and the
Which
whole
is actually
thing.
that's a
and
great scene.
I love that scene. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, here's the guy that was like, no, we want to be grounded, and now it's just like, oh, here's a pyramid in the ancient times, and yeah, everybody worships Apocalypse.
Well, I mean, even like, but that came
Which I
after
love.
Days of Future Past, and Days of Future Past was pretty darn fantastical too.
That was pretty darn fantastic. Man.
Yeah. And in the beginning, I think he wanted to kind of I don't know. It made sense there was a progression.
I like that progression though. I like
Yeah.
that they went full comic book later on. Like it's just like, okay, so we had all that stuff earlier, but now let's just
Even then, it still feels as though it fits in the world
yeah.
that they created. It doesn't feel they managed to kind of integrate it in a way where when you watch it, it doesn't feel as though there's not that
If-
much.
It feels consistent.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, you want to go to first
So
class?
wait, did
No,
we
we
talk
need to
about
talk about the
Origins?
bad. We need to.
We need to talk about the CGI.
Can we talk
elephant
about
in the room.
Let's only talk
X-Men?
about the first 10 minutes and not do the rest. Come on, that was good.
Yeah.
I haven't
Origins?
watched Origins in a long time.
I hate that movie. I hate that movie because that was supposed to be our Weapon X movie. That was supposed to be the
Right.
Weapon X movie, taken seriously.
Right.
Logan's
Basically.
origin story, like no. Instead, we got this stupid Kue Kuatsu story.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I didn't
the
hate
Blob.
the movie. I didn't hate it. I like the war stuff. Like, that was cool with the Sabretooth and Logan. I like that. And
I do like that. I do
even
like
the beginning
extra
with the, when they were kids. That was interesting.
that was the whole origin miniseries in 5 minutes. That was a
Right.
what was it, like a 10, what was it, 6 issues?
Also, I didn't hate Ryan Reynolds as whatever weapon.
As Wade
Fake
Wilson
pool.
only right there.
Fake pool.
As
Right.
Barakapool.
Barack.
I didn't hate him at all. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, they closed his mouth." Blah, 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 blah. It's like,
That
but
was so dumb though. That's
What
like,
I
they've
didn't-
done far worse things. I mean, as far as just like what you're
Really?
seeing.
that kills the entire premise of the character. That's the
Yeah,
whole.
They,
I mean,
they just called him Deadpool, and he wasn't.
No
the
one has
character.
ever complained about. Well, wait, no one has ever. Okay, let's say if X-Men 2 bombed, but it was the exact same movie, then you
Mhm.
could probably give so many reasons why it bombed because it was not comic accurate. But because Origins bombed, it seems like it's always free reign for people to.
Did it bomb though?
It
Well,
underperformed.
you know what-
It underperformed enough for them to not do
Yeah.
any Origins movies. Like I know they're going to do a Magneto
Mm.
movie, but that never got off the
Well,
ground.
that turned
That's a
into
good.
first class.
That's a good point. You called me out because I don't think it necessarily bombed. I think it's just.
No, I'm not calling you out. I'm genuinely asking. I have no idea.
I'm happy that you mentioned that. You're keeping me honest because now that I think about it, actually, it did okay. It actually did pretty good, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. But
Yeah, the
it
budget
didn't-
was 150 million. 150 million bucks? Are you fucking shitting
Oh,
me?
jeez.
But the box
mean-
office was 373.
Oh no, yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Credit where it's due.
Yeah, you're right. That did not do good.
Profit, pretty
Hmm.
good.
well, typically, what you're supposed to make, I think, like twice the amount to break even. Isn't that what the
Typically, because they
Rule of
don't include
thumb.
marketing and stuff like that, and you want it. Yeah,
It's
Of
a rule of
course,
thumb.
there's a bunch of different things as
Mm-hmm.
far as like finances go with movies that come into play that we just don't know about that can sway. Like for instance, some movies do a lot of they have a lot of advertising in the movies, or they have like a lot of what is the word I'm looking for? Where you allow companies to put product placement in the movie.
Placement.
product
Yeah.
placement.
There's different ways where you can have other people like finance the movie to where you share some of the financial
Mhm.
Burden.
responsibilities, things like that. There's all these other factors in the finances of movies that can determine how well you do or how well you don't.
Mhm,
So I really can't say that. We really can't say. We can only do the rule of thumb thing.
Yeah.
Regardless, it doesn't matter if it bombed or not. I mean, if we didn't like it or if we did, it doesn't have anything to do with the box office.
Right.
But I think that the Deadpool character that they had in there, it's such a shame because Deadpool is such a
Distinct. character.
distinct and very, I don't know, like a, I'm not sure if the word lurid is the word I'm looking for, but he's like a very, like, when you think of him, you get these very explicit ideas.
You tried thinking of lucid? No, kind of. Maybe.
No.
No, I can't think of it.
Well,
All right,
he's-
anyway.
Yeah,
Another
he's a
word for
very-
explicit, basically, like you think about these very, like, it brings a lot of powerful images and thoughts to your
Okay.
mind when you think about him.
But I
Okay.
mean, I think too that like when it comes to Deadpool though, like in the comics, he has never really been a mature reader's character except for
It wasn't
like,
until
maybe
like the
Max
2000
thing.
with the Max series. Yep, you're
Yeah,
right.
with the Max series, but
He's
I mean
what a-
like Cable and
he's what a
Deadpool, that was
teenager-
all ages basically.
He's what a
He wasn't the
teenager
Merc with the
thinks
mouse
an edgy
until way
character
later.
is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
more with how people write him. Because I'll say that Deadpool has a lot of complexity in it, but the problem is
you
just
can.
flanderization. People only know him for like the crazy wackiness and the memes and all that stuff, so they assume, all right, that's only what Deadpool is. He's basically Spider-Man quips, but without the responsibility. And it's like, no, at the core, Deadpool is an existentially depressing character, and the best stories touch on that in particular. And
Yeah.
for me, I kind of agree with Mike in that I don't really mind the Deadpool stuff. What I do mind is just the design of it and just the overall look of the movie, which
You know what they
It's
did.
ugly.
It
It's
is.
really ugly.
I
What
agree.
they did with Deadpool in the beginning, where he was just Wade Wilson and it was Ryan Reynolds playing him, that was good.
yeah,
That was in character, and that was pretty spot on. But
It was promising. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, so they're respecting the character. I get it.
But then Stryker says to him, like, if you didn't have that mouth on you, Wade, you would be the perfect assassin or something. And then, and then he makes good on that promise, which I guess is consistent within the movie itself. But
and then
but, like-
Logan says, "Wade, is that you?" Stryker finally figured out how to shut you up.
Oh,
Oh,
that scene
by the
gets
way-
made so much better later.
My
Yes.
guys, those claws that come out of Deadpool's hands?
uh,
You mean that
They're
should be
about-
as long as his entire arm?
Exactly, so he won't be able to bend it.
I
yeah,
hated that.
Yeah, he's just T-posing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
He
wanted
goes the
so
whole
bad
way.
when that door opens and he just T-poses into the room.
Like a crucifix pose.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
oh my
They didn't
god!
finish the
That
CG,
wasn't
so he's
even
just
Ryan
T-posing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't Ryan Reynolds
that
playing
was
him.
Scott Adkins. Yeah, that was the stunt double guy. So
You just gave me a perfect visual, Jacob, of fucking of Wade appearing T-pose like that. He's got the Christ stigmatas on his
Yeah.
hands. He does the
Yes.
Spider-Man thing where he presses down like that, and then you just see the swords come out, and it's like, okay, that would be a Deadpool intro.
Yeah, that would be so dead. I could so see Deadpool doing that.
It was like, that was the one where I have never walked out of a theater. 2 times came close. And both involved Deadpool. That was, one was Zoolander 2, because Deadpool was playing right next to it. And that movie was trash. That one was, I'm like, all right, zipped his mouth shut. I'm fine. He's going to have it undone later. It's just a funny moment. But when those swords came out and it took roughly 3 years from the fully extend, I'm like, I get it. He has his katanas in his arms. It makes no sense. Let's move on. And I'm just like, okay. And then, okay, guess what? He's also got Cyclops' laser eyes. But they made the thing, so you should be happy. How about we just, gave him Deadpool's swords and it not be him? We could have just made everybody else be him, because guess what? Deadpool didn't have the healing factor like he gets from Wolverine like normal beforehand. He was just Wade Wilson. So technically, they didn't take anything from Wade. They just took his swords. That's all they did.
And Stryker's sitting there literally controlling him and writing decapitate, typing in decapitate on a computer. I just
like you
The
have to
fight
type
scene
it
with
for-
him was cool, but man, it could have been somebody else.
So I'm looking at a review
That's enough of that.
from Roger Ebert, and he gave the film 2 out of 4 stars, and he said, "Why should I care about this guy? He feels no pain and nothing can kill him, so therefore he's essentially a story device for action sequences." And he hit the nail on the head with this movie in particular, because for the first act, I feel there is a Wolverine origin story.
Yeah.
And then immediately after he gets his claws, it's like he gets thrown into another movie.
Mm.
And then the last 5 minutes of the movie are like, oh yeah, this is an origin story. We got to cover how he loses his memory.
Mm.
Yeah, which, by
Got
the
him
way,
in.
that just defeats the whole purpose kind of an origin movie for Deadpool. For Wolverine, because he doesn't remember all this stuff, so it probably has no impact on him.
Right.
Like everything comes out of nowhere. The biggest problem with the movie, because I actually don't mind the concept of the visuals, and I think if, my God, I can't believe that cost 150 million. But if they focused the story just a little bit more, and maybe gave a little more attention to those action sequences, we could have had something pretty special here, I think. And
I only remember the action sequences from that movie, and
Like, this movie reeks of Fox just wanting, like, this wasn't made with passion, this wasn't made with heart, it was just, hey, people want a Wolverine origin movie, let's give them Wolverine, because that's what Tom Rothman, that president of Fox, basically, that's all he wanted, was that he didn't give a shit about how good or bad it was.
Mike, what were you saying?
I don't. Oh, yeah. I mean, with this movie, I think that the story was very disappointing.
yeah.
I don't know, the things like the dialogue wasn't like, it didn't make me want to, gouge my eardrums out. And the visuals weren't absolutely horrible, but they were very, very blah.
They actually had a really good director of photography on this. It was Donald McAlpine, who also did Predator 1.
No
So
way.
the dude's like he's legit as a director
Yeah.
of photography. So I don't know why. Like like you say, it's not like visually, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
He's like John Matheson, who did the cinematography for Logan. He's as good as the director that he gets, because John Matheson did Logan and Detective Pikachu. Those movies look pretty great, all things considered.
Mhm.
But John Matheson was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Cinematography for Phantom of the Opera by Joel Schumacher, and that movie literally assaults my eyeballs. So credit where it's due. Donald probably just was really clueless when it came to Gavin Hood's direction.
Yeah. I don't think it was a well-directed movie, frankly.
I also heard that Gavin Hood got pretty, what I want to say, bullied during the process of that. There was a lot of backstage stuff that was rumored around that he was jerk-tailed quite a bit while trying to make that movie.
Really?
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
it's a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's true or not, but there was a lot of people that were supposedly saying that he was not allowed to do what he wanted to do. It was kind of like the Trank situation, but not as bad.
Oh, okay.
But there's still good. There's still good stuff in that movie. Like I am one of the
Van
people
Forstick?
that will. Van Forstick, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I agree.
Yes,
the first like 2/3 of the movie is actually really good in my opinion. I will
I
die
agree.
on that hill.
I'll die with you.
There's a specific spot where it just goes downhill.
Mhm,
But before
mhm.
that, it was really solid. It was really solid.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi horror film, which is
Yeah.
what it should be.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree.
No.
I
Yeah, that
love
was an
I love
interesting
Trank, and I was totally on board. I was watching all of his interviews, and I was like keep up with the movie ahead of time. And then I loved the trailer. I love the tone of the visuals, like this. And it was supposed to be kind of like in the Fox X-Men universe. I'm like, yes, like Fox is trying to bolster up their forces
Yeah.
against the Disney forces. I'm like, yes, I cannot wait for this. And
Yeah.
And now,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I gotta say though, one of the things that disappointed me was the fact that, see, the way that it's set up in X-Men 2, when he has that flashback of escaping Stryker's lab, of escaping the
Yeah.
Weapon X lab, that's what I thought the tone was going to be in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and instead it turned out to be this kind of more swashbuckling adventure type of thing, and it just, to me, very inconsistent and not what I wanted from a Wolverine film.
It's super disappointing. It really is.
Yeah.
So
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and bow out a little early. Just I'll go ahead. I'll give the rest of my thoughts in the next Free for All podcast. But I want to leave you guys with another fun fact. So, if you guys watch the credits, you may have noticed that the movie has two writers, one of which is Skip Woods, who has quite literally never written a good movie in his career. He's the same guy that brought us the Hitman movie and A Good Day to Die Hard.
Ouch.
Strong track record.
But the other writer is a comic fan who wanted to do the movie for years and actually collaborated with Hugh Jackman in order to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
You may know him as one half of the duo behind the HBO series Game of Thrones, David Benioff.
Yep.
Which was apparently based on Origin, as well as the Weapon X story and Chris Claremont and Frank Miller's story together.
Yeah.
And,
that would have been a good movie.
He eventually finished his draft in 2006, and the script had a revolving door of writers also, just like the first movie. It had James Vanderbilt contributing to the score or to the script, who wrote Zodiac and The Amazing Spider-Man 1. Really good writer.
Solid. Yeah, very, very solid.
Yeah.
Scott Silver, who the hell? He did 8 Mile, The Fighter, and Mod Squad, as well as a co-writer for Joker.
Yep.
And David Ayer helped out a little bit. And even then, directors, before Gavin Hood was settled on it, there was actually quite a few people that were considered for it. There was, Brett Ratner was offered, but he didn't want to do it. My guess is he probably burned all his bridges with everybody after Last Stand.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Alexandre Akja, who did Crawl recently.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the movie with the alligators, right?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
actually a pretty solid movie. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed
It
it.
looks cool. I want to check
like
that out.
movie.
Then there was Len Wiseman. In my opinion,
Okay.
pretty solid choice.
Yeah,
You know.
that would have been. He would have made an interesting one, I think.
And of all people, they offered it to Zack Snyder, hot off of Dawn of the Dead, but he turned it down because he wanted to do
heard-
Watchmen.
He would have
Imagine
given us a
X-Men
really good Weapon X movie.
That would have been
Dude.
insane.
I'll say this, Zack Snyder with Wolverine.
Weapon X. Oh my god.
Oh
2
my
hours.
god!
A
Actually,
2-hour, 30-minute music video about Weapon X.
Dude.
Sign me up right now.
Dude,
He would have done it like
get-
comic accurate too.
Get
That would have
Larry
been
Fong
awesome.
on the DOP. Like,
Oh
dog.
man,
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, that's
that's
my
ridiculous.
X-Men fun fact before I go. I'm
All right,
sorry
all right.
again.
All right,
Yeah,
Josh.
I
So,
gotcha.
Take care, Josh.
Josh,
Night,
where can
buddy.
people find you?
People can find me at Twitter at JSH Lozano. You can find me on Facebook at Joshua Lozano on the Renegade Pop Culture group. I wrote a review of Ghost of Tsushima that I'm pretty proud of. And you can subscribe to me on YouTube at JoshBoy64. I got my One Excellent Scene video. I got my Naughty Dog video, my Ready Player One video that should keep you guys tidied over while I am in the midst of writing probably my biggest and most aggressive video that I think I'll ever do on my channel about a certain filmmaker. If you've listened to the Mental Health podcast, you know who I'm talking about.
Yikes. Godspeed,
Oh,
my friend.
I'm scared.
All right, man. All right. All right, Josh, take care, and best of luck to you and Crystal as
Yeah,
well.
great
Best
talking to you
wishes
again.
guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good luck, buddy.
Nice seeing you again, Mike.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of fun.
Bye.
All right. If we're gonna talk about anything before we leave Origins, I don't talk with many people about this, but I'm one of the people that thought if any actor truly got shafted because they never got a chance to be their person again, I really, really, really liked Taylor Kitsch's Gambit.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I didn't mind it. I thought it was fine.
And
I
it's
didn't
just
like what
like
they did with his powers.
his powers, no, but I liked him as an actor doing it. But
Yeah, he was all right. I wish that
Yeah.
he could have done more, like you say. Yeah.
do I owe you money? No. Then Remy LeBeau I am. I was like, okay, you got me. This is gonna be good.
He did do that. You know what would have been? You know what was a wasted sort of? What was kind of a wasted opportunity was the fact that we never got to see Gambit and Rogue.
Yep.
Yeah, but we barely got to see Rogue.
Yeah.
They could have made an
True.
Origins movie about those two. You know.
Yeah, I would have watched it.
If Origins did really well, then imagine like how things could have changed.
It would have been so different. We probably would have got a lot more Origins films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So should we move on to First Class?
Gladly.
Sure.
We're back to the good one.
Henry Jackman. Henry
Jackman.
Henry Jackman.
Dude, Frankenstein's
Dude, his score was
Monster.
awesome. I love his
Oh,
score. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, this is kind of a hot take, but I think he had the best score. I mean, I love Ottman; it's amazing, but Henry Jackman, I mean, it's just so powerful, so unique. It stood out so much, and Frankenstein's Monster is the music that I think of when I think of Magneto. No other music. Frankenstein's Monster is the music that I think of when I think of Magneto as a villain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No other person, no other musician has been able to pull that off for me in these movies.
The tension of it, like that scene, like you said, that scene where he just puts the quarter right through or the coin right through Sebastian Shaw's head, and I'm just like,
X-Men has always been so edgy like that, but it works. It's like it's so much anger in that violence. It's so much like rage and just so much like malice and it fits because it really makes you feel it.
I would have watched a 2-hour movie of Magneto Nazi Hunter. I mean, seriously.
Yes.
Which is
That
why they
was
should have cast Christopher Lee.
Honestly, it wouldn't have been terribly interesting.
I could see that.
Unless all
maybe
the
not.
Nazis are also.
It would have
Well,
been it would have been easy for him, but
Yeah.
still, I would have watched it.
Yeah.
Just on principle.
Yeah, and just off of base practice, like you said, Fassbender,
He's
for the
amazing.
most part,
Incredible.
I think they did pretty decent getting everybody cast. The only thing that I did not like about this movie, full stop, that I absolutely hated, it started the trend of, I think Mystique is really sexy too, and I love her. That is one thing that like was an ongoing problem throughout the rest of the movies that I could have dealt without, how everybody was madly in love with Mystique. I get it.
Yeah.
But man, it was an unneeded plot device going on, but that was like just the start of it, because I loved most of this movie. The fact that Kevin Bacon is in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
His-
as what Shaw, right?
As
Yeah.
Shaw, just
His
like,
bad German reading skills.
oh man. Shows how much a mustache does, because boy, does he look different when you hit different parts of this movie. Holy buckets. But yeah, go ahead.
Now, so here's the thing though. Like, I like the fact that they tried to incorporate it within that framework that they said were like Mystique. You know, Mystique knew the Cerebro. She knew how to hijack it. She, basically like, and Magneto helped him build it. And, like they tried to keep it within the framework of the original films. But like, I also like the fact that they were willing to give themselves some flexibility in terms of changing the storyline or changing the timeline just a little bit here and there.
Historical revisionism.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was done with
Yeah.
class,
It was
though.
done
it was
well.
so
Yeah.
classy.
Yeah.
And,
Because
like-
that's what X-Men are all about. X-Men are like the ideas that they've lived throughout humanity, throughout so like a little bit of historical revisionism makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way of putting it too. But yeah,
yeah.
Jacob, what do you think of this movie?
I like it. I think it's a really fun. I think it's the first true, pure, fun X-Men movie. I think it's the one that really, as far as I know, I'm guessing the comics aren't quite as dreary looking as the first three are. That's actually, I like how bright and colorful it was. I loved James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender and how they played off each other. I like seeing the team. I like seeing them practice their new skills when they're at the at Xavier's old house, and it just has a lot of great moments, like what Josh mentioned earlier, the coin going through Kevin Bacon's head,
Yeah.
and also Hugh Jackman's cameo in this is friggin'
Yes.
legendary.
It's great.
He literally just tells them to go fuck themselves when they approach him. That's what everyone was kind of thinking after Origins Wolverine. Like, nope, we do not need to see him again after that.
That was the best.
I love the style of this because it's distinctly,
Yeah.
it's got this like fast-paced action. It's got, I don't know, it's very energetic. I wouldn't say it's like a comedy, but it's just very like energetic. It's very like,
Or
got a little-
snappy.
Yeah.
it's just snappy, but it's also distinctly adult. I mean, they have like the whole strip, like the BDSM club thing in there. And
yeah.
then
Hellfire Club.
the Hellfire Club, and then they have. I mean, it's totally Matthew Vaughn, and it's amazing.
There's a company called Heroes and Villains that made a Hellfire Club shirt, and I really wanted that shirt. And then I told my friend Kirsten that I wanted that shirt, and she told me, "Well, then people are going to think that you're in some kind of satanic cult."
Yeah, that's a sucky part with comics. A lot of stuff
And I'm
that's really
like-
cool, but like, wait, no, it doesn't mean that.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And of course, we have to talk about the. I mean, there's so many different scenes that were great in here. Some of my favorite scenes are probably. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's talk about one thing I didn't like. The kids when they get attacked, and then like they kill like chameleon dude.
Darwin.
Darwin. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like listen, you could have killed him so many other ways. That was the stupidest way
That
to
was
do
so
it.
dumb.
It was so stupid.
So dumb.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment was probably, just the whole missile crisis scene is just full of tension.
Yeah.
Like from the moment he
Yeah.
pulls a sub out of the, oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
And Michael
Yeah.
Ironside is in there too, which I love.
Yeah, as
That dude's
he's on the
awesome.
ship. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the ship. I love that the scene that really gets me is when Moira is shooting the gun at Magneto and he's deflecting the bullets, and then one of them just hits Xavier in the spine, and I'm just like, holy crap. The first time I saw it, it didn't really affect me, but then later viewings, I'm just like, wow, this is actually really tragic. And like,
if there's one I'm not particularly crazy. If there's one thing I'm not particularly crazy about this movie, it's Rose Byrne as the CIA operative.
Moira.
Yeah.
See, I liked her as Moira though.
Yeah, I know, but her character, she just didn't really have that much of a presence.
That's true. She didn't have a lot to do, but
She was
she's
kind
super
of she was
attractive.
just kind of a plot device.
Yes. Somebody liked when she used the skills the CIA didn't give her.
Have you guys seen a show called Damages?
No, I know.
I've heard of it.
Okay, look it up because she's really good in that.
Cool.
Okay. She's a good actress. I'm not saying that's not.
Oh no, I know.
I'm
I'm just saying that she's really good in that show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just want to throw in a random recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, man. I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's one thing that sucks about that generalized mostly in the X-Men movies. There's always one character per movie that's good, but they don't ever get enough screen time because they can't.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like that always happens because there are so many good performances. I mean, how many superhero movies do you see where there's so many characters, like all the characters, but maybe two don't have anything to do. They're just there to like show up for their scenes, like do their poses, and then.
Like, and they have to leave because otherwise they would solve the problem.
Right, exactly.
Like we'll get into that later with Quicksilver.
X-Men has probably one of the best examples of these kind of large budget. What is the word I'm looking for? Ensemble films that I've ever seen. I mean, because it's hard to actually. I mean, I think other than Lord of the Rings, you don't really see these movies woven together so well where you don't have a lot of extra baggage for the most part.
Did you guys like how rewatching it made me think of how Han Solo got his last name, which is, no, I'm not saying it's how that is. Did you like the scene where they all gave themselves their own names?
I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it, no.
I thought it was something interesting because it's hard to be like, hey, Havoc, why'd you call me that? It's like they have to earn the name somehow. So I thought it was an interesting way to do it.
It was fine. It could have been worse. My co-host Manu from the Exiles Network, he hates it. But he hates this movie. So that's one thing we're always butting heads on. But that part particularly, I'm gonna call you, and you're Magneto. Like I think he hates that.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit cheeseball.
The Magneto one was the worst.
Yeah. Especially because he's Magneto. It's like he's like no.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have to come up with code names somehow. So.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of them owning their powers. They're just trying to make something sound cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Magneto obviously didn't choose his name.
No, not at all. And like the only other sore thumb, because like I used to think I didn't like this movie until I rewatched it recently for this. I actually do really like it. And there's only a few things that stand out. The other one was like, man, we really didn't need Emma Frost in this movie.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I get that part. We could have still had January Jones in the movie. I hear you there. But like,
as Emma Frost, though, even better.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're going for the whole Hellfire Club thing.
Yeah. That does make sense. It's just that it was like, man, she was there for the reason that she was there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they got her powers right.
They got her powers right, but that's like that was another thing with the continuity where they really started just going to hell with it. They had her in Origins.
Literally.
Even though, now they've come out and they've said, no, that was actually not Emma Frost. That was just a mutant who had the diamond form like Emma Frost. So, yeah.
Shut up. That is so just, but I know it's not you. I'm saying that to the person that said it. That was like, but guys.
Who was that? Joe and Anthony Russo?
Shots fired, everybody. Shots fired.
Oh man, I'm gonna like doing more podcasts with you, Mike. I can tell already.
We gotta bring you on the DCU show and the MCU show just so that we
That's
can
the
have
thing
the
about
person.
like when I'm on board with these like comic book stuff like X-Men, I really sometimes I just don't get all the hatred you guys have towards certain directions. I don't personally have problems with them because I'm not really a comic book guy. I just kind of look at.
I'm not either, not anymore. But
Well,
I used
that's
to
why
be.
we need you on this, Jacob.
Yeah.
You always need the outside perspective, bro.
So anyway, yeah, First Class. It's a good movie. It's if I'm not really an X-Men fan and I enjoyed it, then it's good, really.
Yeah.
What was your favorite scenes in it, dude? You haven't said. I will
Yeah,
take
yeah.
part. You haven't gotten to say a whole lot, so go ahead, man.
I like the parts. I like when it kind of expands Magneto's time in Auschwitz, where he's told by the German officer who turns out is apparently Kevin Bacon. He's kind of making him trying to move this coin with his mind, or else he would shoot his mother in front of him. And so he shoots the mother, and then he crushes a bell with his mind, and then later he just wrecks the entire laboratory that was like right next to them.
Great scene.
Yeah, it is.
It sets up the ending too. Yeah, the coin was like the motif.
Yeah. I love the stuff with Beast too.
Beast. Yeah. I like Kelsey Grammer's look with Beast and his overall demeanor, but Holt
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt. Yeah. I think he did a great job. I didn't like furry, like fluffy Beast though in First Class. I think they really improved him a lot in the following movies.
Yeah,
because he was so fluffy and
he looks like a toy.
Yeah,
I like want to cuddle with him.
Like his suit was like, and then like his hair was like spilling out the sides.
Yeah.
That must have been horrible for him to go into that makeup every single time.
Oh, and this scene right here. I mean, just this movie has so many iconic moments, like that scene right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
where Magneto's controlling all the missiles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so iconic.
I'm just saying that for the listeners. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just the thing is this movie. It's funny because like there's so much that happened in the movie, and I felt like myself struggling to think about what happened, even though I know that I love the movie. So I wonder if that's maybe because the movie doesn't have as many layers. I don't think it's not quite as like subtle and nuanced as Bryan Singer's movies prior to this, but it has so much style. It's so stylish.
Yeah, it is.
It really is so stylish, and the actors still give amazing performances. So it's just such a spectacle. It's probably the most spectacular we've seen X-Men up to that point.
Yeah, okay, my next favorite scene is when Magneto, when he's in South America and he is in that bar when he's and he meets the two Nazis who were there. Like they don't he suddenly starts to realize that they were not like they were. I think I don't remember how involved they were with what happened to him in Auschwitz, but he just freaking wailed on them, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah. Really good scene too.
There was so much tension where like in a situation like that, you would normally think that the tension would be coming from the majority, but instead the tension was like going the other way. It's like
he was the one who was threatening them, and he was the one who was on top of that situation, in control of it. Yeah.
And I like the stuff with Magneto, Xavier, and Mystique. I thought it was a really interesting kind of push and pull between all the three. Actually, it's not really a love triangle, but it's more of a triangle of like power, like whose side like makes the most sense, basically.
There could have been some underlying like emotional attachments going on there. They did it pretty well. For a comic book movie, because most time comic book movie romance really sucks.
It's not really romance though, because I don't know, like Mystique, like Xavier, he was the one who accepted Mystique for who she was, basically. Like when he finds her as a kid going through his kitchen, and like he just kind of just welcomes her with open arms, and that was a great moment. It really set the the framework for their entire relationship, and and just to see that tested, it was actually kind of heartbreaking. That she would just ended up leaving him for Magneto.
Well, I know it's been memed to death, but show me the real Raven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that shows how that's been flipped, because like you said, he accepted her, but eventually he kind of stopped because
He wanted her to hide all the time.
Yeah, and then it showed that the mix of ideals, she was a really good center point for the two ideals being batted between Magneto and Xavier. That was one thing she was a excellent plot device for, and that movie did it the best out of all of them. That in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
I also love seeing Xavier in his super cocky, super privileged, pre bullet in the spine version.
as McAvoy said, I think he called the Patrick Stewart version the patron saint of mutants or something, whereas he got to play it as more like he's more of a playboy. And
exactly, you got to see Xavier flirt with people. That was weird.
It kind of reminded me of Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncomfortable. I never realized how uncomfortable I was with his character except for two movies, and that's this movie and Dark Phoenix. Those two movies really like nailed down how uncomfortable just his powers. And he's not really against using them. Like, that's the scary part. Like, in a lot of the comics, he's like, oh, no, I would never do that. I would never do it without your consent. And this is like, you won't even know that I did
it. That's true. That is very true.
His kiss is so powerful it turns back time.
Oh, man. All right. What was the next one in chronological order? Was it
the next one was Deadpool?
It was Deadpool.
Chronologically, it's Deadpool, I guess.
So I actually have not seen either Deadpool film.
Really? What? Not ever?
Nope. Have not seen them.
To me, I said this to Keona. Deadpool is my favorite X-Men film property ever. The first one. Because every bit of that movie, you could tell that Ryan Reynolds, the writers, I can't think of their names right offhand, but you could tell Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. You could tell that they had this thing down to a fine-tooth comb of how they wanted that movie to go for years and years until someone leaked the test footage. Ryan Reynolds.
Someone named Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly. Rhymes with Mr. Reynolds. And man, I haven't watched it until this last week. And then when the credits started going and I hear Angel in the Morning started playing, I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever watched. It is the absolute best. Nothing changes. Like, the credits say written by the real heroes, starring a guy.
God's Perfect Idiot.
God's Perfect Idiot, produced by asshats. And it's like everything is just, it's the version of On the Nose that's too on the nose, but you're okay with it.
Yeah.
And everything
knows what it is.
It's some douchebag's film.
Exactly. They took everything about the only thing about Deadpool that's not in here is some of the seriousness, and it doesn't have a split personalities, which I was very okay with once I saw the movie. It would have been a bit much. But it's like they took the rap song from the credits of the not so great Deadpool game, took those guys, you're like, you know what? You really like Deadpool too. Come on in here and make that so we could be about ours. And I'm just like, you didn't need to do that, but you love Deadpool so much you did it anyway. And man, this might be my favorite origin film of a superhero ever. I could gush about this for hours.
I personally would love it if, like, one day, speaking of the multiple personalities, if, like, one day they actually got Nolan North to come in and, like, and do, like, a CGI character, like, from the video game Deadpool or something, and he, like, somehow meets the real Deadpool.
It's like, I thought of their
They could totally do it, too.
They could. I thought of their alternate personalities. Like, he's got one smart one, one dumb one. I wanted Charlie Day to be the dumb one. I could never come up with a really good one for the smart one, but man. But anyway, Nolan North. Michael, I don't know how much you'd like it because of Nolan North with you, but it's like, there's just so many moments where it's like they nail that this movie is different. And like, there's a montage where he's trying to track down the guy who gave him his powers. And it's another one where it's like almost every joke hits. And there's a point where he's going through this big thing about killing people. And I have never laughed harder in my entire life in a theater than when there is a guy on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Crawling away from him. And he's like, "You're going to be so dead in 5 minutes." And it's just because he's chasing him with the Zamboni. And I'm like,
you're about to be killed by a Zamboni.
And it's like the entire time he's just like, "Is the mask muffled? Can people not hear me?" There's so many just, they could not have done a better version of this. And Ryan Reynolds, you could tell, was just like, fucking finally, I get to make this movie.
Just please don't make the suit green or
animated.
And then they show the action figure of how he looked in Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, and they don't try and gloss it over. They admit that everything's there.
Yeah. That's the only contribution Origins Wolverine makes in the grand scheme of things now. That's now a fucking joke in Deadpool.
I'm really glad, however, that Fox made the Deadpool movies. I'm really happy they made Logan and even the X-Men movies, because just in general, I think that Fox has done a really good job with pushing forward films that are a little bit more, that skew more adult oriented with all of their X-Men franchise. Even with the Fantastic Four, like, no, we're not going to make this what you think it is. We're not going to have them these skin tight, shiny blue suits and clobber and dime and all that kind of stuff. Which I appreciated. So I'm really happy that Deadpool came out, and I think it set a precedent that I think we're feeling to this day. I will say, although I haven't seen the movie, I can't speak to the movie itself. I will say that the one thing that kind of frustrates me about the precedent that Deadpool has set is the idea that there's so many different, specifically in the comic book movie genre, or just like the genre fiction adaptation kind of blockbuster genre, where it's like there's like Deadpool ripoffs, where it's like in a zany kind of adultish kind of thing. Like, for instance, Harley Quinn is a big Deadpool ripoff. Like, have you seen the cartoon?
I have not.
Yeah. Right. It just you have that same kind of thing that I see reoccurring, and it's like, okay, like, have an original thought. But I would say in general, though, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah, it's when something works, it tends to go because it's like R-rated worked. Deadpool kind of helped us get Logan.
Right, it did.
So when you take the R rating and do it to something else, be original, like you said, well, give or take, it's another Wolverine movie, but it's still original.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one thing that we won't get into it. I get really pissed off when people are like, "We need more original movies. Sequels are fucking stupid." I'm like, it's still an original movie, just with the same cast of characters. You can do that. It's okay.
No,
it's not.
I agree.
I agree. So, Jacob, let's get your opinion on Deadpool.
Deadpool is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have any favorite scenes in there that you wanted to talk about? Or any favorite characters or moments?
I liked the big Russian crone guy.
Colossus.
Yeah.
There's the best line says, "I'm going to take you to Xavier," and he says, "McAvoy or Stewart." These timelines are so confusing. Or when he's at the mansion, he's recruiting the
teenage warhead.
And like, what the shit?
Yeah.
And then he leaves. He's like, "Hey, it's a cool house, even though I don't see any more of you in there." It's as if this Jew couldn't afford another X-Men.
Yeah, it's very self-aware. It's the most ripping on itself I've ever seen in a movie.
It demolishes the fourth wall. It nukes it. It doesn't break the fourth wall. It's just
That's Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's just there's no real. I don't really think there's a whole lot of subtext. I don't care. Like, it doesn't. No. Just turn off your brain. Just enjoy some awesome, just violent, raunchy shit. Okay. And if you don't like that, then there's the door.
And it has fun with the fact that this was a risk and the studio didn't give them a lot of money. There's one scene in particular. At the end, the director, Tim Miller, was talking about how at the very end, there's a scene where they have like a zillion guns get loaded into the duffel bag. And then Deadpool forgets it in the cab that he's driving. The reason is they ran out of budget. They couldn't make the end scene. The end scene could not be what they called gun porn. So they're just like, how do we solve this? Have Deadpool forget his bag.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why he forgets his bag. I'm like, yeah. They talked about it in an interview. I'm like, that is so cool. Make your limitations something in the movie. That was so clever, and it made it honestly, in my opinion, better.
Okay. One of the writers of this movie, Rhett Reeves, he's written some other movies like Zombieland. He's written G.I. Joe Retaliation, and another super edgy, super raunchy movie is Clifford's Really Big Movie.
What?
Like Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Yeah, Clifford the Big Red Dog. He wrote Clifford's Really Big Movie.
When did this come out?
2004.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that would have been around the same time as Bill Murray, Cat, Garfield. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Clifford and Garfield, huh?
So yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know what happened there. Now I really want to hear Clifford talk like Deadpool.
Yeah.
I would love it.
I mean,
he's already red.
About that. Yeah.
Man,
we could go on a long time about every joke in the movie, but it's just like it was.
How about this joke? You can't buy love, but you can rent it for $3 or something.
You can rent it for $3. That is another thing in that Stan Lee interview. He said what his favorite cameo was, and his favorite cameo was in Deadpool, but he hated it because he talked about how it was filmed in a strip club, but he wasn't in the strip club. He filmed it on a green screen.
Actually,
That's amazing. That is so amazing.
Hey guys, you guys remember what the post-credit scene for that is? For that
the
movie
best.
Is?
The second best.
Okay, no,
because there's a better one in two.
And where they do the Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller,
scene, where he just looks like, "Are you still here? It's
the movie's over.
Are you expecting Samuel Jackson in an eye patch?"
Yeah, and then it cuts and it comes back. Okay, we are gonna have cable. We're gonna make another one. We just couldn't afford it. It'll be in the new one. It's okay. Just wait.
And then he's like, we have no idea who's gonna play him. Keira Knightley. How about that? She's got range.
I would have been so okay with it.
I would have been down.
Yeah. Oh. And then he does the whole when he walks out too. But yeah.
There was one.
Wait, you guys talk about it.
What was another thing? There was one more thing that I wanted to mention here.
How he gets mutated is intense.
Yeah, that's legit. It's horrific, man. It's the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
That whole lab looks disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. And that's when it briefly becomes serious in a way, because I think actually, you do want Wade to make it out okay. I mean, it's just like it's not completely farcical. I mean, there is enough badass action in it. And actually, the lab scene is where we also get one of the best lines, another one of the best lines, which is he got Ajax from the dish soap.
How tough can a guy be with a name like Francis? But there's a lot. Like, and one thing you said, Michael, I will think that maybe this is my favorite done in a comic book movie ever. You talked about how most of the time comic book relationships are crap. This one was awesome.
This one was awesome.
Yeah.
I hear good things about it. I hear about how it's a rom-com.
It pretty much is, but it's really weird. They name her after a mutant, but she's just a normal person. It was different.
Maybe in 3.
Once we get there, but it's just like it's a rom-com.
Hopefully we get there.
Then a family movie. I'll get there, but
yeah. Miranda Baccarin, man, she's
Miranda Baccarin.
Miranda Baccarin.
She's awesome.
Aces. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I was very happy Miranda Baccarin was in that movie. I was very happy.
Same.
Oh man.
Same here, man.
Also, Ed
Same here.
Skrein was great in that movie.
He was great.
He needs to be in more stuff. Him and Gina Carano are both awesome.
So
Yeah.
I haven't seen. So it's pronounced Scrine.
I think.
Oh yeah.
I think.
I
so.
watched Midway. He was in Midway. He was okay in that movie.
Mhm.
Of course, he was the pawn in Alita: Battle Angel, which I thought he did a really great job with that.
Yeah,
Haven't
he
seen
was good
him
in
much,
that.
haven't seen him much else, but he seems like he's a pretty good actor.
He was a really good schmarmy dick.
And that's what he is in everything.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Pretty much what he is,
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
he Midway and in Alita.
Yeah. He's really good at that.
If you're good at doing it, cast me in everything, man.
Don't do it
Right.
for free.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. All right.
So let's go ahead and just find out where everybody can find each other. So,
Oh.
Mike, we'll go with you first since you're our special guest.
All right. You can find me on Twitter. I am Millennial Mike at Velcro16. That is VELKRO16. That's Velcro spelled wrong with a K. You can find me on my own podcast. I have the Exiles Network at the Exiles Net on Twitter, where you can find, we do anime, movies, things like that as well. And actually, Keona himself has been on some of our podcasts, although I don't think I've released that one yet.
Yeah, we still got to release it. It's like past due.
It's still in the vault.
It's in the vault. It'll see the light of day sometime.
Right, but yeah, it's great coming back to Renegade Pop Culture Podcast, and or it's Renegade Pop Culture Group, and then you have Renegade Arcade, and then
we have different shows.
Yeah.
So we have Renegade Arcade for video games. We have Tuned Up for animation. We have Streaming Wars for movies. And
is it Streaming Wars?
And then no, this is like its
no.
own thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is
technically
part one.
not exactly, no, because none of these movies are exclusively on streaming. That's kind of what
Right,
that's
That's
made
true.
for.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So thank you for coming on, Mike. And then Brock.
All right, I had to write this down because I don't think I totally would have misspelt it. I am at literally everything: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I'm getting close to being affiliate. I need 19 more. But at Organoid0, ORGANOID0ZERO. At everything. So trying to make it as simple as I could.
Awesome.
I'm not on my YouTube much. I used to do a lot of stuff with Mike, and then COVID killed everything.
With Mike K.
With Mike K, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, our regular the captain of our
Like
show
what?
here.
Like what did I forget? I'm sorry.
There's a lot of people you still need to talk with, Mike.
Yeah, man.
It's like
gonna get
Adam's
the
on
two
what
mics
culture. Yeah.
All right, and Jacob, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Jacob KREHBIEL, Jacob Crable. I am also a part of the Renegade Pop Culture Facebook group.
Awesome. Okay, and you can find me on Twitter at Keona Tang and on Instagram at Neoplasmic24, and also we have the Renegade Pop Culture Twitter account, which is at Ren Pop Culture, and we have the Facebook group, which is at facebook.com/group/RPC42. And what else do we have? Well, of course, renegadepopculture.com. If you guys want to read some articles, read some show notes written by yours truly. I try not to be too snarky, but I fail a lot of the time.
That's my job.
And of course, we're gonna have part 2 of this. I didn't expect it to go to a part 2, but considering we have 13 films to cover, it's a lot of ground to cover. So
Yeah.
so we're gonna do part 2 hopefully next week. We will keep you guys posted as to when we do it. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys, talking with you about X-Men. I love the X-Men, and I really want to do a show that's just all about the comics, and just talk about the comics a lot and just geek out.
My big comic period was between like the early 2000s, basically. And then I did go back and I read some of the stuff from like the 80s and 90s, but like most of my stuff was like in the. So well, I'll have to freshen up maybe.
Did you read Dark Phoenix Saga?
Oh, I own it.
There you go.
I own it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm a big
All
fan.
right. So there you go, guys. This is part 1 of the X-Men Extravaganza, and we will see you for part 2 next week.
This one was for you, Morph.
Hey,
All right.
see you
Peace
guys.
out, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.